Welcome Supersonic Silver Keepers. You have the honor.
Was off by 5 seconds. That's it. I'm ending stream. We gotta start over. We can't have that. Like, nobody wants to watch a stream that starts when the timer's on 5 seconds. That is just, it's just egregious and wrong. And I should step on my own feet. Good to see you. How are you? I got a problem. I was looking at my chat right now, and I'm like, wow, that's a lot of people that are. And it apparently the new app doesn't have a clear in between. It just remembers the previous stream. So it starts with goodbye, And I'm like, what? See you tomorrow. What? But you just got here. But that was yesterday. Interesting. Okay, I'll just try to figure out how to clear that off. No problem. I'm sure it'll be fine. How are you guys? I'm doing something kind of fun. You want I won't show you. You know what? I'm not going to show you. I'm going to do something fun, and it's going to be really interesting, and you guys are going to think it's cool, and we're all going to be happy about it. I'll tell you about it, though. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with this lower third here, like this little cityscape area. I've got it in every overlay. It's just kind of there. You know what I mean? It's kind of there. And I was like, how do I bless more Christian content creators with blank space on my screen? What would be cool, but also bless the creators? How do I do that? How do I do that? How do I do that? And I figured it out. Oh, well, I think I figured it out. Essentially, the plan is I'm going to allow people, or hopefully people will, be able to advertise their stuff down there in a very cool and creative way. Just wait till tomorrow when I get my crap together to be able to actually implement it. It shouldn't be hard. I've got like it 90% programmed already, so it should be fine. It'll be cute. I think it'll be cute. It'll be cool. It's gonna be creative and fun, and y'all are gonna be happy with it. How are you doing? Good to see you, Jones. Hello, Supersonic. So I'm pretty impressed with myself and how things look. I like my framing now. I'm really enjoying my new setup, even though it's a little simpler. I worked. You guys aren't gonna. You guys will believe me because you know me well enough. I spent probably 6 hours trying to get this chat to look like my old chat, like to have like the little bit of animation kind of thing. I spent hours and hours and hours just trying to make the animation work. And eventually I'm just like, it's not gonna work. Or if it does, it will have killed me by the time it's working. So I'm just gonna give up, and it looks fine. It actually is like 90% of the way to what I want it to look like. So just stop, walk away. You'd be okay, work on another project. And so that's what I'm doing, working on another project. Today on stream, we're gonna be doing something kind of interesting. I hope it's kind of interesting anyway. Something that I'm at is I've learned more and more over the last probably 2.5 years. They've been talking about it for a long time, and that is the connection between content creation and email newsletters. Content creation and email newsletters. You'd think that they would kind of be, you know, not necessarily hand in hand, because if you're a creator, as in like you do art or music or video games or whatever, it's like, why do I need a newsletter? Well, the answer is, essentially, it gives you a place to live, to put your content that when you're streaming, you know, like you're not live, you don't have any whatever. It's better. Well, let me think. It's more intimate than say an Instagram feed. It's more connective to people, more personal than say like a video that you're editing and putting it out. It's designed to be a community thing, and every content creator or everybody who's trying to do this kind of thing is trying to build a community, and apparently it's a critical community tool. And so I want to look into that. Have you had to design a setup like this? Do those overlays use some kind of scripting language, or is it interactive in a GUI? So it's all custom script written in HTML, CSS, Java, which is running through the Stream Elements custom overlay. Okay, so essentially when you do Stream Elements, it gives you the ability to do a custom one, and that gives you HTML, CSS, JavaScript, JSON, and data. And then what you do is like what I've been doing. I've been working with the Gemini and coming up with ideas and programming and figure it out, and kind of bantering back and forth and trying to nail it all down and make it work and come up with creative ideas and then make it work. And sometimes it takes a little while, sometimes not as much. But some of them were really, really involved. Like, I mean, like pages and pages and pages of Java to make it go. Like this little thing in the corner here is pages, man. Well, it's what you have to work with. Like, that's just the system you got. And because it's just so much easier to do it inside of Stream Elements, it is, well, a lot of it is very interactive. Hello, Magic and Twilight. Like it, for example, like when you put something in chat, it needs to be able to read chat. Stream Elements already has that built in. When you want to do something and it's on this, like on the screen connected to all the Stream Elements is already connected to my stream. So it's a very good system, and it bypasses a lot of the safe, all the security that you would need to do if you ran it locally. Because I thought about that. I tried to do locally, and it's like, oh, you got to open up a freaking port or some junk, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm too dumb to be able to do that. But being able to do it through the Stream Elements overlays just circumvents everything. It's great, very, very helpful. And because it's quick, running off someone else's computer, it actually is pretty lickety split, man. So yeah, I'm excited. I don't know what's going on there, dude. YouTube's doing something weird. That's okay. We can just ignore that. It's been like I want to keep making them. I want to keep making these widgets more and more and more. Like this here isn't a widget. This one here, well, kind of is. This is actually from Nutty. So what it is, how do I get? Hold on. There we go. From Nutty, it is the streamer bot. That's what it is, streamer bot. And he just dumped out a whole bunch of like pre-made presets and whatnot. I put in my own font, and the rest of it is like him. I love that it's got the little icon, like your little icon. I think it's great. I love that it does announcements, which is pretty cool. I like that the colors change. If we get a subscription, it changes, does a little celebration. Like all that's him. I just changed. I don't even remember changing any colors. I just changed the font, like literally, and so it works really good. This thing down here is custom. That one's custom. That's why we have custom commands. It does custom animations and whatnot. And because I wanted it to kind of be alive and kind of condensed, because I kept adding things, right? If you remember before, I had like widgets everywhere, and I wanted it to be kind of condensed, and it ended up being this. And so, okay, here's something that'll do announcements, like the Discord problem we're currently having right now, and and then when somebody does something in chat, it'll take over, do a thing, and then go back to announcements, which I think is kind of fun. I think I solved the problem. This one over here is still an overlay. It's not mine though. I bought this one off of Etsy, and it just kind of goes through all the Stream Elements jazz. So yeah, but other than that, yeah, I'm gonna be working on this thing here. That's today's project. Once I get that done, maybe I can leave it alone. Maybe I can leave it alone. I don't know. I'm not good at leaving stuff alone. Looking at a new stream overlay theme right now. Yeah, far out, man. Yeah, Etsy's got some great stuff. Some of it, especially if you get a good deal on it, is really can be really inexpensive. And then if you're willing to look a little bit, kind of get past all the AI slop, there's some really good custom stuff out there for not a lot of money. And if you want, even like, if you're like custom chat widget, custom alert widget, custom like goals, like they have all these custom things, just kind of individual widgets that you can buy. And those things sometimes they're really cool looking. There's one on there right now. I almost got it. It was so cool. It's like it got different shapes, like a moon and a star and a heart and other stuff. And it's got like this waving water that's in it, and it's a goal. But it looks liquid, right? It's like it's got this liquid that kind of sits there, and then when you get closer to your goal, it adds more liquid. It just looks really cool, really neon, very cool. I think it would live really well like in this bottom corner here. It would just kind of sit there and kind of look like a cup being filled up, which is really old school. That is like 10 years ago, people having like their little tip cup things falling in there. Still cool though. Just a bit more passive, a bit more attractive, but I haven't done it yet because I really don't have a goal. I'm still not there yet. Like one so far, but it's black and white, and I would like it in black and gold. So what I've done, I've contacted the actual artist and been like, hey, can you customize this with a different color? What would that cost? If you were to like change the color, and I paid for, can't remember what it was, and they just changed the color for me. It cost me a little bit extra, but they were amenable to it. I don't mind pestering. I don't mind pestering a little bit. I did something different with my Rogue today. So we were all out of ice cubes. And so I'm like, I needed to have ice cubes in it. So I went and I got berry. Like we had some frozen berries. I dumped frozen berries in it. So I'm having black cherry Rogue. And I dumped like mixed berries, which include blackberries and raspberries and, you know, other berries. And it's so tasty. Like it tastes like a fruit drink now. Like it was pretty good before. That amplified it by a million. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get into that because a big dump of fruit in your drink just so you can have it taste a little bit more, you know, might not be the most economical thing to do. Yeah. So I'm interested in the Substack thing. I don't know if you guys are. My hope is that I can convince you to, because I think what we can do as content creators, as people who are trying to build communities, is we have to think about stuff that will not only allow us to have like gain, you know, memberships and you know, get people to discovery and stuff like that, which is part of it too. You know, you write a good newsletter, you write a good, you know, thing that is interesting and helpful to people, and then they find it, and then discovery. But also Substack has a sub thing where you can do kind of like Twitter, Instagram kind of stuff, where you keep personal things. So I think it could be helpful. I don't know enough about it. That's why I want to learn about it today. And you guys are going to be along for the ride. Maybe it'll be something helpful, or it won't be. I don't know. I checked out the videos. I did the summary. I read the description of that it came up with for a couple. We have 2 videos. One is sort of a why you need a newsletter by some really big guy, and then the other one is how to set up. Not set up. I didn't want anything to do with like the technical side of how to set up a Substack, but more along the lines of the philosophy and reasoning for why you would want a Substack. And there are other, I use the term Substack because that's the one that I'm thinking of. That's the one I came across, but there are other ones, or WordPress blog, or MailChimp, or, you know, any of the other ones. Like, do you need this? And I want to listen to his apologetic for newsletters, and then I want to look at sort of the specific one for Substack and really the philosophy thereof. Not how to do it, but like, here's how to do it right. Did that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense to you. I think it'll be valuable. Also, we're gonna be, after that, we're gonna jump into Stardew again. I am so excited when all the coffee started to grow, and I'm like, I got so much coffee. It's so much coffee. It's so fun. I feel like I'm gonna have to make a Starbucks. I actually think I probably could, because I saw that you can get different buildings. I was watching some guy's thing yesterday. It was a Concerned Ape sitting with, I don't know, that one of the comedian, the Asian podcaster comedian guy who he's on there with like the redhead guy. Anyway, whatever. And he was showing his 411 hour like farm and world, and it was just, there's so many things I never even knew were part of it. He had movie posters on the wall. He had like what else did he had a clock that stopped time. What else did he have? You know, crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. And so it's I'm pretty sure I should be able to get a building and maybe paint it like green or brown. I make it Tim Hortons. I am Canadian. Make it like brown and red, maybe. And maybe fill that with all the kegs, and like maybe, so I don't know, you can put tables or whatever. I don't know how much you can do, but like maybe see, we can make a Starbucks. Can we do that? Make a Tim Hortons in Stardew Valley? Probably. We can make signs. So I think that's going to be a goal. Tim Hortons in Stardew. How are you guys doing? I hope you're well. I have a new keyboard. It's so cute. So it's not, I told you this yesterday, but I didn't tell you how cute it was. Look how adorable this thing is. It is the cutest little... Isn't that the cutest little thing? It's just adorable. It's got like a little wavy line. And it's got... In the corner... Hold on, in the corner here. It's got like a little dinosaur guy that's just typing away, showing you your... I don't know, numlock and stuff. That's cute. That's cute, man. I love stuff like that. It actually is a cool keyboard because it works with wire, obviously, but it also works Bluetooth, and it also works at 2.4 gigahertz. Like, it's got Wi-Fi. Like, it's a really connected thing. I got this for my daughter for typing class. She just never used it, and so I'm like, I'm taking it back. It's been 6 months that you haven't used it, so it's mine now. And I needed a keyboard because apparently, did you know, if you have a very, very old keyboard and you're running it on very, very new hardware, they don't like each other. Keyboard. It's like, because what can happen is it'll like try to step down or put to sleep your keyboard because it's the wrong USB, blah, blah, blah. And it was apparently screwing up my computer. And so when I unplugged it and I plugged this one in, things have gone better. It's super dumb. I think that's dumb that you can't use an old keyboard, but it doesn't really surprise me. The technology has changed a lot since... What year was that keyboard made? A zillion years ago? It'd still go bad. You know, like the keyboard doesn't go bad. Unless you throw it down a flight of stairs, you can still use it, but apparently not. USB 2 keyboard. And well, it's so this this here, probably one actually. This keyboard. This keyboard here, this is the one I was using. It's the Logitech K120. Old school keyboard. I am kind of curious as to when this came out. When was the Logitech K120 keyboard? June 2010, apparently. It was is when it was released, so that was a long time ago, and it's USB, definitely USB 1, right? Like obviously, yeah, it's super old USB, but it has some kind of like it gets confused, and it confuses the motherboard. Yeah, it confuses the motherboard somehow. Like I don't know if you know, but like if you look at the end of a USB cable, right? Depending on the color, it'll tell you what if that's one USB 1, 2, or 3, and blue I think is 3. Red is 2. I don't remember, but like it doesn't like it anymore. All right, you know, you have to give it up sometimes, and now mine's cute and it's got really cool font, so I have no complaints. Maybe they're teaching typing at college level. I took it at high school, but it's also IBM Selectric typewriters. Yeah. My high school doesn't seem to list its curriculum online, so I don't know if they still got typing or keyboard courses. So interestingly, so what she's taking in at the school is business, like administration. Like she wants to be administrative assistant for, you know, in business. And it's like okay, do you know basic math? And like here's a basic math course, and here's a basic accounting course, and here's a basic typing course, and here's a basic writing course. Like real. And I think what it is there's a lot of people that are coming in from overseas, like immigrant, that are, you know, their first language isn't English, and then there are a lot of people who are graduating high school who just don't know how to do anything because that's just not how school works anymore. And so they've really made it so that when they spit out a graduate, that person can just know the basics of you know, of math, accounting, how to write an email, how to use Word, how to use Excel, you know, that kind of stuff. Like it's like I would think that would be something, like, at least because I'm a nerd, and from a long time ago, when I came out of high school, just by virtue of the stuff that I liked, I knew how to run Excel, I knew how to use, you know, Word, I knew how to run the computer, I could type a zillion, you know, words per minute, because that was what I did. Not everybody is like that. I get it. So this is yeah, I mean, if you were to hire her at the end of this year, would she know how to work at your company? No. Would she be able to figure it out, and she'd be useful to you because she's able to do universal things and not sound like an idiot when she sends an email? Yeah. So that's what she is. She's 18 years old, and when you you know, you hire an 18-year-old that knows, you get to teach him how to do stuff. It's good. But yeah, I was a little surprised too. Well, what happened, because I gave her the laptop, or no, I didn't. She was given the laptop by some amazing people, because she needed one, and we weren't in a place to be able to get her one. And so they just sent her one flat out. It was very cool, very kind. And so she had this thing, and I'm like, okay, you know, like that's a cool laptop, but like if you're gonna type, you need a keyboard, right? And if you want to, especially if you want to type fast, you're gonna need a good keyboard. So I'm like, do you want one? We can go buy one. And she's like, yeah, maybe that'll help. And she just never used it, and I get it. Like, her laptop's right there. but I can type a lot faster on a real keyboard than I can on a chiclet laptop. But maybe this is because I'm old. I'm an alum of the same school, and in the programming course, we also had small selection of basic courses, math, writing, one or two others. Nothing I didn't breeze through. Yeah, imagine you're right. They're just making sure students have the right basic skills. It almost seems like you need another year for like the really fancy stuff, and that's kind of what they did. Is here's the basic stuff. If you want to go further, there's a what do they call it? Executive assistant. That's the second year. You want to take executive assistant? That'll get you a bit more, stuff, which is cool. But right now at the school, they're shutting down every program ever. It's so nuts. All they're doing is shutting down programs. I don't know why. Not like they don't have any money. I'm just surprised they teach typing in an era when everyone owns at least one computer. But that's the thing. And I think the issue isn't necessarily the computer thing. It's because everybody uses handheld devices, right? They could thumb type like nobody's business, but when you're sitting in front of your old Dell computer at work and you need to write an email or whatever, and they slap the keyboard in front of you, if you're hunting and pecking or looking down at your fingers, you are going to be not as helpful. And so and it's really like, it's not like they sit over your shoulder and make sure your hands are on home row and you're in a certain arch position. They're just like, listen, do this, type this. You have to get 96% accuracy at this many words per minute or you fail. Go. And you have to do that. I did the test over, when she'd finished it. I'm like, let me try. And so I'm like, I'm typing and I got pretty fast, but I was like at 92% accuracy. You put that in there, working on accounting class. So what it does is it'll run through on the bottom here. XtianNinja is working on, Zorianic is working on, and then it'll say what you are, and it'll put you in the front, make you gold, and I have a unique icon next to each project. I tried to make just a giant list of projects that we could possibly work on. So anybody who does that will become a bubble, and the bubble will stay there, and it kind of float around the city. The idea is, like, you see the city down here, it's supposed to kind of float around the city a little bit and have your little name on there and have your little icon on there, and then kind of share what people are doing, and then I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm like, I think it's good. I think I'm gonna try to dress it up a little bit, right? I've tried to find a whole bunch of different icons. So if you actually, I wonder if I put myself in there again, what'll happen? Will it put me in there twice? Let's see, writing a book. See if that works. But yeah, it changed mine, and so that's good. That's a lot better than having another bubble on there. But then it changed it to a pen. Isn't that cool? I don't know if you guys can tell. It's very small. See if I can zoom in. Can I zoom in? No. Nope. it's dynamic, so it doesn't know what it's doing. But anyway, it's kind of fun. So that way, at least because I'm trying, like I said, I was trying to figure out a way. How do I make it so that I'm maximizing how cool my stream looks, but also everything is designed to bless and help and excite and make interesting content creators. And so I thought, well, if you can share your stuff and it's kind of fun and increases the engagement on the chat, and also lets people share their stuff, that's win, right? So let's do that. I don't know why it's overlapping. I'm gonna have to, there's only 2 people. Sup, Zach? The Shogun must be protected. I mean, if you want, I would just hire that out to the turtles. They are way better at me. Working on today. See, now they're see, we got to fix that. Okay, I'm gonna make a little note because I can't do multiple myself, right? I could probably put into the Java to have it sample to put samples on there, which I probably should. That's a good idea too. Okay, too much overlap on icons. Like if you have 3 and you've got an entire, shelf to work with, they shouldn't be over top of each other. So that's gonna be a problem. And then what was the next thing? What did we just say? I said two things. The icon and then I can't remember. Whatever. Oh yeah, the button for samples. That's cool. Yeah, you could. That's easy enough to do. You need that for testing. You guys notice I have a whole new set of music that I've never heard these songs before. All right, let's I'll close this. Save, close, close. And we're gonna start by talking about newsletters. That's the plan. Because I think it's important to ask the question, you know, is this even important to us? We'll start with that. And then we'll react to this and we'll talk about it, and you know, that's the plan.
Last week, I spoke to Alex Lieberman, who started writing an email newsletter in his dorm room, and then a few years later sold it for $70 million. For me, starting an email newsletter was one of the best decisions I've made in my life as a creator, and now every time I send an email, I make around $5,000, which is more than I was making in a whole month of working.
So I know that they want to sell this by, you make $1 billion, and $1 million, you get $1 million. Let's just push that to the side and change that to, it really engages people. People really appreciate, it actually does create community and conversation and discovery, okay? The money thing is just an image for, this actually works and it gets you to where you want to go as a content creator, right? It may not be money, but it is like attention and discovery and connection and community and all that stuff, which means that's what's happening.
Full-time as a doctor. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down why you should potentially consider starting an email newsletter, what you might want to write about, and then the step-by-step process of how to go about this completely for free. And this is episode 1 of Creatorpreneur Club, which is a new series where we're going to explore principles, strategies, and tools that we can use to kickstart or level up our creative entrepreneurial projects. Let's get into it.
A newsletter doesn't make him 5K is what, yeah, it's exactly. Yeah. Having a newsletter doesn't make you 5K any more than having a store makes you money. Like, it's not the store, it's the thing that you're selling or the thing that you're sharing and the thing that people are interested in. Absolutely. If you have something and this, again, we talked about that, that's this whole week is about purpose, right? So it's like, if you figured out your purpose and you want to share your purpose, before you're able to do any kind of newsletter, you have to know why you exist. And you might be thinking, well, I'm a VTuber, or I'm a musician, or I'm a, you know, I don't write, you know, I do stuff. Not necessarily. Because as you communicate, as you build a community, they want to know stuff. They want to know where you're at personally. They want to know what your next projects are. They want to know what you were thinking. They want to see your process. They want to, you know, understand from a perspective of, you know, you as an expert on whatever your topic is. You know, what are you going to say? You don't have to be a guru, but you do. But the people that are following you, they actually do care. One of the biggest failures I've had is in my blog. It is torn between two places. One, I was doing like, this is for content creator stuff. So here's content creator people. And then all my whole newsletter would be sent out to my supporters. So I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. They're not all content creators. You know, they just believe in what we're doing. So I switched it to be like a personal newsletter, which then made no sense to any of the content creators, right? So what's cool about Substack, or at least I think is cool about Substack, I'm still learning, is that it does both. You can have your forward-facing, here's what I do, you know, here's my art, here's my music, here's my drama. It does audio, it does video, it does live stream, apparently. So here's the front-facing stuff that you can see, and then in the background, it also has like the deeper level of membership and private stuff and connection. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. So if it does multiple kinds of media and multiple kinds of levels of interactivity, I think it could really help. Not just me, but like, I think a lot of different creators.
But part 1, why you should maybe start an email newsletter. Right, so starting an email newsletter is the perfect starting point if you are new to the whole being a creator thing. So firstly, because it's completely free. There are a bunch of platforms out there that we're going to talk about later in the video that are completely free. You do not have to pay a penny at all to start an email newsletter.
Hey, creepy.
This is kind of different to starting a YouTube channel where, yes, you can film with your phone, but then there is an element of like cost that it takes to get started with something like a YouTube channel. An email newsletter is completely free. Secondly, an email newsletter is very...
I mean, you still need a computer. So Not completely free. If you're like, well, you need a little bit of money to be a YouTuber, you don't. You can take a video on your and upload it. You don't. Same thing with a sub. You need, or with a newsletter, you do need a computer. So that, I don't know. But we all have one, right?
Very, very low friction. It's pretty easy to just get started writing. If you know how to type something, you can probably send an email newsletter. Again, something like starting a YouTube channel or starting a TikTok or an Instagram, it's like, it does take a certain level of friction and a certain level of faff. Whereas when it comes to an email newsletter, all you have to do is type a few things and hit send. And
yes, and I agree with him in principle. Like starting a YouTube channel, starting a TikTok, starting a anything the creative side, it does take more work. But if you just type something that, like, as in I will just type anything, it needs to have value. And he's going to say that. He's going to say that for sure. And I get his point is to say the like, if people are interested in what you're writing, you can write whatever you want, and then all of a sudden they'll come read it, and it costs you nothing to write it and think about it and spit it out, and that's cool, right? It still needs to have value to the people that you want to share with. It still needs to carry your purpose or whatever you want to do with that. And, all these things need to connect, which again is my problem. And things are changing. You're going to see more change soon. But to his point, it's very low friction. I actually saw an article recently that was a mental health article. I think it was from Psychology Today. And it said, is the solution to your life to add more friction, right? Is your life too easy? Are there too many like things that are making your life easy? And if you made your life a little bit harder, do you think you'd have a better life? And the argument was, you know what? You might. Many people are not opening up email like they used to. I see stats on mine, but it's not story driven or blog. Still working on. I think it has to do with the level, again, the level of quality, the level of urgency, the level of interest, the level of creativity, the level of excellence. I think that all factors in. But I think at the same time, I would argue too that people don't read anymore. They watch videos. They want to watch shorts. They want to watch pictures, whatnot. But actually, the truth is that it's two sides. There's one side, which is, when they want to learn something or they want to consume something or be entertained. They'll go look for the video stuff. They'll look for the music. They'll look for the podcast. They'll look for the, recorded, like the high friction stuff. But I still think that people like text. That's why X works, right? That's why Eric. That's why Instagram created Threads. That's why TikTok just instituted recently the text side of things, right? So they made a whole thing just so you could share text. Not video, not pictures, but it's designed for text. So what it looks like is the people who are making up these big content creator markets, including YouTube, which created the whole community page, they're like, yeah, text is still big. So therefore, if that's the case, we have to see that as a trend and kind of go, okay, people still want to read. Actually, I think one of the things is that people often scroll or and whatnot on mute, right? Their phone is on mute. They don't listen. It's at night. They don't have a bunch of like noise. They are, at an airport, or they've got their headphones in, or they're walking around or something. They're at a coffee shop and they can't have it blasting. They don't have their headphones in. So they're looking at things on mute. Well, what's the easiest thing to look at on mute? Text. Right? Text. But they want the text in a creative way, and they want the text to be, attractive. They want the text to have some cool stuff in there. And so that's why, I would imagine that TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and are all trying to put some kind of text thing. This one a bit beyond me right now, I think. However, I'm beginning to believe the best place for me to start is YouTube. Yeah, only because social media goes away, I can still communicate with my community. Yeah, and that's it. It's all in a different place. I agree with you. Still learning here. Just put my first content on YouTube and then move to Twitch. Just still learn here. Just put my first content on YouTube. Well, it comes down to, asking the question, where are the people that you're trying to serve, right? Twilight. The idea isn't like, I'm going to just go on YouTube. The question is, what do you create? Who do you create for? What problem are you trying to solve? What need are you trying to meet? And where are those people, right? Because that's going to answer the question. So if you're like, I want to reach, 35-year-old men, right? And you're like, I'm going to write a book. Probably not, right? They're not going to read it. Why? Because they don't read. That's just the way it is. You know, if I'm gonna, I'm gonna put it into a 3-hour podcast, right? You know what? Maybe, because a lot of these guys, they have a lot of time. They have commute. They are at work. They'll listen to a 3-hour podcast. Maybe, like it's, where are they? What do they want from you? And what is the best way to deliver it to them? On Twitch here, it's always been, and more am I recognizing that this environment should always be considered a second environment. Twitch is never intended to be a primary environment. It has no discovery, not really. It isn't. It is very niche when it comes to the people that can kind of enjoy it, because it's live. There's foibles. It's not edited. It's long. When you show up, you don't know what you're going to be able to get. Like, even if you show up to the same streamer playing the same game, right? You don't know where he's going to be. You can't start at the beginning of the story unless you show up right at the beginning of stream, and then you're there for maybe 4 or 5 hours. Not a lot of people can do that. So Twitch should always, to me anyway, should be considered a second important, vital, community building, live, helpful, good piece of content. But your primary content as a content creator, it just can't be Twitch if you want to grow. I don't think there's I just don't think that's here. If you want to be purely a live streamer, which sure, maybe you're called to be purely a live streamer, you are still stuck with the problem of no discovery, and you're still stuck with the problem of having your limited amount of people that are actually going to come watch, right? So how do you get them here? You're still stuck to, I need to make shorts, I need to make pictures, I need to write articles, I need to create podcasts, I need to do videos, I need something that is on a discovery engine, Instagram or YouTube or a million other places. You know what I mean? Hey, Duck, good to see you. So that's just the way it is. I love streaming. I love my community. But the fact is, I feel like I've absolutely squeezed dry the potential that I can bring here with content creation, as in like me trying to create variety content. Like, it's just not going to work. I will be focusing my content very, very linearly, and I will be expanding my discovery stuff more. Like, it has to happen. I'm doing okay. I'm having a good day. I figured out a way to make my rogue energy taste even 10 times better. And so, like, I'm flying. I love it. Might take years to get there, and patience and perseverance seems the key. There is the advice, just start creating. But I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again and again and again and again. And that is, don't start creating until you know why you want to be a creator. Don't start creating until you have a purpose, and then you have a reason. You understand yourself. You understand the gift that you have, the need you're trying to meet, the people you're trying to serve. If you don't know that, you're not going to be, whatever you create isn't going to be connected to you. It's going to be trying to copy someone else, or you're going to have, you're going to put a bunch of stuff out, maybe blow up. And then after a year, you're going to be like, I don't believe in what I'm doing anymore. I just got popular. I want to do something meaningful. And then you're going to end up changing. So let's start there. That's why the beginning of the class, I taught it on Sunday, is the idea of purpose. Why do you exist? What is your passion? What needs do you see in the world? What gift do you bring? What place do you want to bring people? What is the goal that you're trying to achieve beyond content, but with the audience that you're gathering? Like, are you trying to help them? Are you trying to entertain them? Are you trying to fix a problem? Are you trying to gather a community? Are you trying to teach them a lesson? What are you trying to do? And what is that? And then once you figure that out, you can go, oh, well, this is where they are, and this is the content I can create to get there. For me, being a content creator, more and more and more, I am going to be leaning into not doing the entertainment stuff and doing just really exclusive Christian content creator mentoring, pastoring stuff. And it is going to be pulling back from a lot of the things that aren't that, because that is what I want to focus on. Now here, this works because there's a lot of streamers that we know, and they can come in, they can drop in, they can say, hey, they can, ask questions. We can talk about this stuff. But at the same time, not everybody can be here, because if I'm live at this point and this is the only time I'm live, then I'm only available to the people that are here. So I need other places to go. That's, the Discord and YouTube and stuff. But yeah, you're gonna see some not big, huge seismic changes, but some things that are gonna be dropping off, right? So it'll be more focused.
So it's one of the easiest kind of platforms that you can get started with as a creator. Thirdly, an email newsletter is private in a nice kind of way, in that you're writing stuff for public consumption, but realistically, no one is going to be finding your thing. There is no algorithm that encourages people to sign up to your email newsletter. So really, if you want, you can send your first several issues completely in private, and hopefully that'll help you get over the hurdle, the emotional barriers that get in everyone's ways whenever we're thinking of starting a new creative endeavor. Putting yourself out there on camera on a YouTube channel is admittedly a pretty big step. A lot of people really struggle with that step, but if you can put yourself out there in a small way and take those baby steps by, for example, sending a weekly email update to like a handful.
So yes, but everything I've learned about the email update thing, there is discovery built into it. Like, for example, there are, like, it's the same thing with WordPress. Like, if you go to my WordPress, there are 560 plus people that are following me on WordPress, right? They're not signed up to my email newsletter. They follow me on WordPress. So when I post something, it goes to them through WordPress. Same thing over here is when I do when I send out the email or on my blog or something like that, it goes to the email list, right? Those are two very different things. And so this, you have discovery probably within that same engine, the same way I do with WordPress. No, actually, I put berries in it. So I took the Rogue, put it in there, mixed it up. Instead of using ice, I used mixed berries. So good. So good.
Of friends, or even no one, or even just your mum or grandma, that really helps you kind of whet your appetite for what it's actually like to be a creator and share stuff publicly on the internet. And the final reason why starting an email newsletter is a great starting point is because ultimately it's all about writing. Now, any other kind of creative platform that you create on, like YouTube channels and YouTube videos, are really about the writing. Even like TikToks and stuff, if you're gonna do them well, it's about scripting it and writing it and like structuring it in a way that makes a lot of sense. But the problem with all these public platforms is that you ultimately don't own the audience. Own the audience, that sounds kind of weird, but you ultimately...
No, own the audience is a big concept that I'm learning right now. And it does sound weird, but essentially what the own the audience is, it is people that care about what you're doing, people that really vibe with what you're into, people that have been changed or helped or experienced something special with you, and they're your people. Like when you show up and you put something out there, those people are like, I like what that person does. I'm going to go read that for sure. Right. And that is definitely the people that, you quote unquote own. They're willing to come and see your stuff and read your stuff and invest in you and want to know what's happening next. And one of the ways to do that, and this is why the newsletter thing is on my mind all the time, is to make sure you have a community space that people are able to come into so that they can feel like they're special, right? That's for a lot of content creators, especially for streamers, that's Discord. Right? Come to the Discord. I'll make you feel special. Most content creators I know don't utilize it that way. They just don't process it that way. And they make the mistake of come to my Discord, let's build something. And they want the community to do things. Come to the Discord, hang out over there. Be like, come to my house. And then you're not hosting. You don't tell anybody what to do. There's no snacks out. You didn't open the pool. It's just like, come over, and then you hope they'll entertain yourself in your house, right? That's how a lot of Discords seem to be. But what this is to say, come over to my house. We're going to be playing these board games, and we're going to be eating this food and doing this project together, or we're going to be in the pool or whatever. And so that way people know what they're going to get into, and when they show up to the Discord, they're like, oh, that's what I'm here for. Cool, right? If you look at the Taco Discord now, you're like, well, what am I here for? Well, I want to learn I want to see some creator news, some opinions on what's happening. And, I want to ask some questions specifically about hardware or problems that I'm having. Or I as a Christian content creator, I want to be able to talk about, what is this part of me and God in content creation? I want to talk about that. Like, that's the people I want to talk to. And so there is ways to do that. And we have people that feed those. And so therefore when they show up, there is something to see. Most Discords I see in the content creator realm don't have much going on. They're usually dead. And, it's how many of you have a pile of discords in like a folder that you don't leave because they're like your friend or there's someone you know, or because you know that as soon as you leave you're going to get a text, hey, I noticed you left my Discord. But they don't do anything, and they don't offer anything, and they don't have value, and so therefore you're like, okay, I'll just put you down here, and then it just doesn't exist to you. It's like I'm part of 85 Discords, and I go to like 8 of them. I don't know, that maybe that's just me, but that's my experience. This guy here is talking about how he's the newsletter thing, you know, to own your audience is a way to do that. I think that's very valuable.
Don't own the audience. YouTube owns the audience, and I right now am just building a house on borrowed land. Like, this YouTube channel is only successful because of YouTube, the platform. Whereas if I can take some of my audience and put them onto an email list, now I have a direct relationship with that audience. Now I can show up in their inbox because they've given.
Yes, kind of. I agree with you in principle, because platforms are platforms, and I said this before. I actually made a short that said, you are not, you know, it used to be that the content creators were seen as why the platform existed. You know, we exist as YouTube so we can showcase the creators that are on here. Now it's flipped, right? It is the creators are trying to chase the platforms to be able to figure out what makes the platform happy and makes the platform grow and makes the platform discovery, right? That's the question before, like ages ago, was how does YouTube showcase the best creators? How do we get the best creators out there so people can see really good content? Now it's not that. Now it is, how can content creators convince the algorithm that is YouTube to show their stuff, which is why you get a lot of slop, a lot of garbage, a lot of copies, because people figure out the system. It's not that way anymore. And so he's like, yes, I agree with him in principle. YouTube owns your stuff, but people still come and see you, right? People still come and see you. That's important to know. And then secondarily, when you're on a platform, say Substack, or you're on WordPress, or you're on whatever, they still have your stuff, right? There was a story recently of someone who was on, and it was a Substack story, where she deleted her podcast. She's done with her podcast, apparently. She deleted her podcast. Something glitched. And not only did she delete the podcast audio, it deleted her whole platform. It deleted her emails, deleted all of her subscribers. It just gone. And when she contacted the platform, like, hey, bad thing happened. They're like, oh, that sucks. Can't do anything about it though. Good luck. It was like, so no matter what you're going to do, whether you're through MailChimp or, it doesn't matter, unless you're literally writing your own program, you're dependent on someone. I'm in 12 servers, only chatting 2 or 3, but not much. 4 or 6 are dead. Yeah, and that's about the right percentage. I think user went live and announcements though. BC time to time. Yeah. Only when there's value though.
Me permission, and I can show up in their inbox every single week and share stuff of value, which also means that when I have something to sell, I could potentially sell it to my email list. And to be honest, we've made over $2 million from selling our part-time YouTuber Academy, not through selling it on the YouTube channel, because I tend not to mention it on that, but actually through selling it on our email list. Because generally when people are on an email list, they've given you permission to contact them, they can unsubscribe anytime, and it does help you build that relationship.
That's the only audience part. Right? Has you my brain too much? I see what you're saying, Ms. Duck. Sorry, it's not meshing with what we're talking about. No, I have not used my brain too much. In fact, it has had time off. I'm not even sure I'm using it now. But his point is that's the audience you own. So if you try to sell things to people, right, and they don't know you, they're going to be like, get lost. And we all know that. Like, you walk onto a car lot or you walk into a store, someone comes up, can I help you? Like, I don't know you, get lost. I know you just want to sell me something. You don't even care what I want. But if you walk in and a friend is there and they're like, hey, what you looking for? You will say, oh, dude, you know that problem that I had? I have an issue and oh, I can help you find that. Right? That's the difference, right? You will buy from them. And in the same way, if you can build that newsletter list, or you build that follower list, or that off platform, whatever it is, Discord is a great one. You will theoretically be able to say, hey, I'm selling this thing, guys. Hey, I'm raising money for this, guys. Hey, I need a chair, guys, like whatever it is. And you have a built-in set of people who are actually gonna do that. I know for me, when I first started the stream, I didn't know what I had. A whole bunch of needs. I asked the people who were involved, and I was able to create my stream dream team of like 9 people who were helping me out for free. Why? Because they believed in what I was doing. They thought what we were doing was important, and they were willing to give their time. When I said, "Hey, I need money. I'm living off donations. This is the only way this is going to work." I have donors that are, and where did they come from? Well, they're the insiders. They're the people that know what I'm doing, know who I am, know my ministry, know my calling, know my gifts, know my skill set. Not because I sold them anything, but because they know me personally. And they went, okay, sure, I believe in that. Let's do that. And you could cultivate that. And one of the ways, and this is why I'm talking about it today, one of the ways is apparently a newsletter, right? Is this idea of a place that they go and then you feed them emails. And people still do use email. Everybody has an email. So Nancy, is there any difference on streaming on different platforms? Yeah, every platform has a different audience, right? So if you're on Twitch, they expect you to be active. You need to be paying attention. They have there's a certain parlance. There's a certain culture on Twitch, and that's not the same as when you're streaming live on YouTube, right? If you're on YouTube, then they're more passive, right? They're there to watch you. They're there to that because that's what they've been trained to do. They want to watch YouTube. Will they chat every now and again? Sure, more or less. But they're really there to kind of be a passive audience to entertain me, right? Do something interesting, say something interesting. I want to see something. Whereas Twitch wants interactivity. They want you to ask them questions. They want to comment on what you're doing. They want the emotes to fly. They want that kind of stuff. Same thing with, and if you go to, say, Rumble, right? Rumble is, if you're not political and you're right and you're just like, a bit of a kook, Rumble isn't for you. That's who you're supposed to be. Those are the people. So yeah, there is a lot of difference.
People can reply to the emails, you can reply back. I've also made a bunch of friends through the internet because people have signed up to my newsletter and then have replied, and then I replied and we've formed an exchange and maybe met up in real life or had Zoom calls. So that's one of the downstream benefits of having an email list, that you can build up this audience which you then kind of own in a way that you don't really own your audience on other platforms. And the second main reason is that, to be honest, an email newsletter itself could become an asset that you can then monetize further down the line if you want to. I spent like 3.5 years writing my weekly email newsletter before I monetized anything in it, although I did have some affiliate links, so I was always making a few dollars from Amazon book recommendations here and there. But recently we've started to get sponsors on the newsletter who pay several $1,000s for like a slot in the newsletter. That's kind of insane that anytime I just send a weekly update, which I treat as a bit of a public journal, that hey, here are some thoughts on my mind, here are some articles that I like, all that kind of stuff. By the way, that's in Sunday Snippets, my newsletter, if you want to sign up to it. But anytime I do that, a sponsor is willing to pay $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 at the moment to basically kind of get their message out to the audience, which is pretty sick. And of course, as I mentioned at the start, there are people like Alex Lieberman who started an email newsletter called Morning Brew, who are incidentally sponsoring this video, but more on those later. Alex Lieberman started Morning Brew in his university dorm room, and it was just a daily email newsletter that helped people keep up with what's going on in the world of business. And then he sells it 5 years later for $70 million, and this newsletter generates ridiculous amounts of revenue.
But because of value. Well, I would say because of a few things. It's value. Every piece of content, everybody who's successful in content has figured out how to add value to someone, right? Whether it be they add value by relationship, they add value by information, they add value by distraction, they add value by feeding an addiction, like whatever it is. Like people come to them not because they're so cool, they come to them because they get something from them, whatever it is. I get comfort from you, I get hope from you, I get advice from you, I get, whatever it is. I get, that's what I get. And so you need to do that. So it's not automatic. And the whole, sell it for $70 million thing or get all the sponsors and stuff like that. That comes from your consistency. That comes from your, the value you're adding. You can't assume that if you're going to start dumping your thoughts out, or for that matter, if you are like many others who get with the confusion that they get is they go and they start using AI and spitting out slop, because they think that what they need to do is create an AI system and then that'll create people see through that like that in no question, right? They see through that, and it doesn't help. It doesn't help you. They need to see you, and it needs to be good. It needs to be valuable. That's always going to be true. Well, yeah, that's a lot. There's going to be a lot of people for him. I'm gonna hit the ad button. It's asking me to, so give me a second here. We're gonna hit the 30-second ad button. I won't say anything important or start the video in between. And go. Bye, duck. We'll see how long it takes. Once I get rainbows, there you go. That means that an ad started. So the pre-roll ads are disabled for 11 minutes. I could be making a 3-minute ad and we could be like doing bigger things, but quite frankly, 30 seconds is plenty. And people are used to having some pre-roll. You jinxed it. That's funny. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And rainbows. I know, right? If he has 50K subscribers in the email, then 10% through rate, $1 exactly. Yeah. Yep. But it's not impossible. And if you want to be a content creator and you think you have something valuable to give to the world, and you think it's supposed to connect to an audience, and you think that audience is going to find it valuable enough, then yeah, you're there. You need to have that part figured out, though. The value that the sponsor is putting on his content is something. Well, the sponsor is just looking at it going, hey, you have this many people and they're interested in the same stuff. Sell my product. Right? Like, it's not that they believe in the thing. It's just that this guy's got a Venn diagram crossing of the people they're trying to sell stuff to.
Which is why they're able to sponsor videos like this one. So obviously I'm not saying that like my newsletter or your newsletter or anything is going to end up selling for $70 million, but I am saying that there is the potential that this itself, just an email, something as simple as an email that you send once a day or once a week or once every other week, does have the potential to even make you money further down the line. And yeah, I just find it pretty insane that like something as simple as an email has the potential to do that. Part 2, what should you actually write about? Okay, so at this point, let's say we're sold on the idea of having an email newsletter and you're thinking, okay, cool, it might be a thing. Like generally at this point, most people have this incredible like barrier that stops them from doing anything, which is that I don't know what I would even write about. And what I would say to that is that there's a few different ways of approaching it. Number 1, broad brushstroke, you can write about whatever you want. Really, being a creator, if you're new to this thing, is about finding a way to create content that you enjoy creating, kind of intrinsically for its own sake. And then you're kind of hoping that that content is able to add value to other people as well. What I would
no, kind of, but no. Like he's like, and then you hope it adds value. You have to think it through at the very beginning. Like maybe if it's pure creation, I mean, like the purest form of content creation, where you're like, I've got the weirdest idea and I got to get it out of my bones because I got to create it and nobody's ever heard of it. Nobody knows what it is. And you're just like, blah, and you're going to shoot it into the universe. Yeah, okay. There is that kind of content creation. But at the same time, most people are going to have to be like, especially if they want to be a content creator that is building an audience, you have to ask the question, does anybody actually want to see this? And if they want to see it, what am I offering? You have to. Like, just you can't just throw it out. You can just write anything you want, but don't expect it to lead to an audience, right? Give it some thought first. Like, who am I writing this for, and why am I writing it? Somewhere yesterday, a viewer in another stream asked if I streamed. Oh yeah, yeah, interesting. Don't feel pressure to stream though. There's a lot. I mean, you're on Twitch, so everybody thinks you're a streamer, and everybody wants to be a streamer, and everybody's. Because you're on Twitch. If you were on YouTube, you'd be a YouTuber. If you're on Instagram, are you, an influencer? I replied, but added, thanks for the lurk, bud. Replied, but added that it was up to the streamer to let my reply come through because, yeah, exactly. No, you don't go self promo. You don't do that. Yeah, exactly. In fact, if you do that, you're gonna be that person. Nobody likes that person.
Wouldn't recommend necessarily is, for example, starting a newsletter, starting a YouTube channel, starting a TikTok, whatever, with the intention that like I want to make money from day one, or I want this to be successful. Because in the early days when no one is watching your stuff, no one is subscribing to your channel, no one is like reading your email newsletter, it's really hard to have extrinsic motivation be the reason that you do the thing. Whereas if it's an intrinsically motivated reason of I genuinely enjoy writing Harry Potter fan fiction, and therefore I'm going to make an email newsletter where every week I write a few paragraphs of Harry Potter fan fiction, and I'm doing it for the sheer joy of the craft. That level of intrinsic motivation makes it way easier to stay consistent with the habit, and generally in the creator economy, being consistent is the ultimate secret to getting results.
So that intrinsic motivation he was talking about, which we did talk about yesterday, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but the intrinsic motivation, it will come from you believing that what you're doing is important. What you're doing is connected to who God created you to be. That becomes an intrinsic motivation. And you write it because it's, something that you think is important. And then because you think it's important, because you believe his God created you to be people out there and you want it to serve people, that's where the people come from. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool, Twilight. Yeah. It's nice to have people around. I have no problem with people self-promoting on my stream, unless if I know them or if they're a Christian content creator or whatever. My issue is if someone comes in with zero relationship, zero understanding of the community and just starts like, hey, can I talk about my stuff? Like, no, get lost, right? You have to have relationship first. How come your icon is different? Oh, never mind. That's your username. What is that? Sorry, I'm distracted. What is your icon? What is that? It just says low. What's that? Low. This badge was earned by watching 30 minutes in Little Nightmares 3 category during launch. Oh, that's cute. Well done. Yeah. You have a very cool icon I'd never seen before.
Can just write about whatever you want. When it comes to my email newsletter, Sunday Snippets, I do just write about whatever I want. Every week I think, what have I been thinking about this week? Last week, I wrote about the Odyssey plan, which is how I'm figuring out what to do with my life. The week before, I wrote about a conversation I had with a friend that made me think about how I'm considering my career. And over time, I've just built up an audience of people who just care about what's on my mind, which is kind of nice. And I sort of treat my newsletter as a public journal of sorts, where I'll just share whatever I want, and then share a few links to articles or books or podcasts that I'd listened to or read that week that I enjoyed. And it's generally pretty chill, and I don't...
That's cool. That's a cool thing to do. And really, very applicable to us. You know what I mean? Applicable to us. Because we are... that's how most of us are going to do this. This is what's on my mind. This is the thing I want to draw. This is the thing I want to stream about. This is a YouTube video I want to create. This is what's going on. So it's not like I have to create massive added value educational content. It's just, hey, this is me. I'm sharing myself, but like an edited version that isn't just my raw dumping of thoughts. I'm actually thinking about this a little bit. Pardon me, but it's not like. It doesn't. You don't have to make stuff up. They can just follow you because they like you, and what you're sharing is you. Just share a version of you that makes sense. All right, cool. Thanks, you and Warrior.
Think too hard about the email newsletter, which is why I like it so much. To be honest, on my YouTube channel, I don't just make videos that I want to make because it is like a business asset in a way.
Yep.
And anytime I feel weird about the YouTube channel, it's because I'm over optimizing for the numbers. But on the email newsletter front, it's just so easy to not really care about those. It's just a public journal I'm sending to people who I consider are my friends, i.e. people like you guys who subscribe to the newsletter, and people reply to it and say, oh, this was really helpful, or this made me think about this, or have you read this blog post instead? And then I read it and then I reply to them. And it's just a kind of nice relationship builder in a way that's fairly chill. If you're looking for other ideas for things you could do, the other option for an email newsletter is to just curate things. So if you're watching this video and you've gotten to this point, chances are you're the sort of person who is quite smart, sophisticated, intelligent, very handsome.
Absolutely.
But you also probably spend your time reading stuff, listening to podcasts, watching videos. And every week, you've probably got something or another that you've read that you found is interesting. And you can just share those in a weekly email newsletter.
I've often thought that one of the things that content creators, like streamers specifically, could do at like a piece of content for something like this is just to tell a stream story. Like, not only would it help your credentials as saying that it is a ministry or it is a valuable relationship, it is a valuable thing, like just kind of put out there and go, hey, this week something really cool happened on my stream. I chatted with a guy. This is what I responded with. This is how the follow-up went, and I thought it was really interesting, like pray for this guy or think about this guy or if you want to see more, come follow. Like it doesn't necessarily even have to be like some big deal. It could just come directly from your content. Be like, this is what even if you said, like, if it was like, this is what I played this week, and this is what happened. If you tell it in a somewhat winsome way, and you people are able to kind of go, oh, that's kind of cool. Not because you're reviewing, not because you're doing a like scholastic breakdown of the whatever, not because you know video games well. You're just giving your emotional and personal reflections on what you did that week and what the streams were like and what the game was like. There are people who could find that interesting, especially in the environment right now. For example, like I went and talked to my pastor about content creation. I feel like I've done the work to be able to say that I know what I'm doing, at least a little bit, and that I have the chops, and I've proven that God's in it, right? You don't get to do this for 5 straight years, fully donor supported, and grow and meet people and travel around the world to talk and whatnot if you don't have some kind of God's not in it somehow. But I still sat with him 2 hours, and the conclusion was, I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure about social media. I'm not sure computers are a good idea. I wouldn't want you to teach people in the church about how to maximize social media. I'm just not there. I sat down with a guy last night who was like, I want to help you. I want to help you grow. I want to help you be, who God created you to be. You clearly lack this, and this, you big dummy. And I want to help. And I'm like, yeah, awesome. But he's like, but I'm not convinced what you do is good. No, not even he's like, I'm not convinced yet, right? Like I'm not fully on board with what you're doing, but they can't argue with the fact that God's clearly in it and God is doing something through it and good things are happening. But they can't, because they can't do that. They're really go, okay, I'll walk alongside with you in obedience because I know who you are and I believe what you're doing and I believe that God chose you and I believe that you have skills and like me personally. But they're like, but the internet thing, not sure about that. And so what I mean is that, so if there were more stories out there of like, I as a content creator, Christian content creator, had this connection to this person and this was the thing that happened on stream. Like I was here, actually, it was really, I don't know if one of you guys did this on purpose or not, but it was so perfect. When the guy was here shooting B-roll for the biography video that they're making about me, I was sitting here talking about like underwear, chandeliers, and like just the dumbest stuff because it was Weird Wednesday, and I wasn't about to try to play it up. And I'm like, this is going to be the worst B-roll ever, and I'm going to look like such a tool. And then someone in chat is like, so tell me about your opinion of salvation, once saved always saved. How does that work? And so I just kind of rolled into it, and I hadn't really thought about it until I was kind of 75% of the way through talking what I was talking about. I'm like, oh, actually, this is better B-roll. I'm so glad that somebody asked this because there's two sides. There's the, hey, I'm here and I'm available and I'm talking. This is what I'm doing. This is why we're doing it. And then the other side is, like, this is what happens when you make yourself available. And I'm really glad that happened while he was here. That was nice. But if we had more stories like that, right? More stories about that would be, I think, do nothing but helpful to Christian content creation across the world. Yes, more butt pastor jokes. Yeah, where is that? Where was that? You know what I mean? Like if all of a sudden when you searched online Christian content creation and you had like a bunch of stories that kind of popped up that were success stories or good stories about what happened, that's stellar. Of course we need that. Oh, Renee wants to know if she can come by and film more shots. That's funny. I'll talk to him later.
That's how Tim Ferriss, who runs one of the most successful newsletters in the world, started 5 Bullet Friday. Every Friday, he just sends out a list of 5 things he's enjoyed that week. It might be a blog post, it might be a book, it might be a documentary, it might be a gadget. And he just started off sending it to friends and then started.
It occurs to me, I'm interrupting this guy so much. Hopefully that's not annoying you guys. But it occurs to me that one of the requirements of this recipe is that you actually have something, you're doing things with your life that are, period. You're doing things with your life. You have something to say because you did something. You have something to talk about because you did read something. You have something to explain about your opinion because you were thinking about something. You want to talk about a conversation because you had a conversation. It kind of precludes that you really do need a life outside of the content, outside of your, outside your newsletter, outside of whatever your main content is. You need to have something. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to have anything to bring a value or interesting or unique or personal, because it'll always be the same myopic view of the same myopic people with the same, you know, like that's just the way it is. You absolutely need to consider getting a life if you're going to be doing this. I just realized that's all behind. Oh, that's so weird. Hello, good to see you. Let's put that here. We'll just shrink her down, and it can be a little smaller. Ta-da! Good to see you. Hello. Hi, Theo. How was your stream? 1 o'clock. Well done. That's a good long stream. Hello, Barracuda. Yeah, cool. Look at that. Oh, I love that. You're just kind of walking up. That's a cute little emote. Love that. Love that so much. All right, so I'm going to be, we're going to keep going here. What we're doing today, if you didn't know, we're going through a video about newsletters and how important, I believe, and I think it's getting increasingly important, that Christian content creators or content creators in general have some kind of way to connect to their communities. And newsletter is a way to do that. So this is what we're learning about today.
Sending it to his audience, and now he's got over 2 million subscribers to this email list, and he probably generates millions and millions of dollars a year just off the back of a single email list. So curation is an option. The other thing that you can do is you can write about something that interests you and just do that every week. For example, that's how Morning Brew got started. Morning Brew, by the way, thank you for sponsoring this video, is a completely free daily email newsletter which basically gives you updates in the world of business and tech and finance. And so if, like me, you're interested in those things, you can sign up completely for free in the link in the video description, and every morning they'll just send you a nice summary of what's going on in those worlds straight to your inbox. They do it in a genuinely entertaining way that helps you understand what's going on, like what the hell is going on with Elon trying to buy Twitter and then pulling out of it? What's the deal with that? What is happening to the price of Bitcoin these days, and what are the macroeconomic factors around like inflation and stuff that's making that happen? What are some businesses that are like succeeding despite the recession, and like how are they doing it? There's interesting things like that that's written in a genuinely engaging and informative and kind of fun way, and it's completely free. You might as well sign up. It's completely free. You can unsubscribe anytime. I read it every morning because it helps me get updates in the world of business and tech and finance, which is 3 things I care about. So yeah, check out the link in the video description to sign up to Morning Brew, and thank you so much, Morning Brew, for sponsoring this video. And Morning Brew was started by Alex Lieberman, who I mentioned at the start of the video, and I interviewed on my podcast last week, and he talked about how he was just interested in the world of business. He was getting into the world of business, and he just realized that there was no good resource out there that helped you stay updated on business advice, which is why every day he just decided to write this thing. And
So I actually had the same problem at the very beginning of my career, which has actually led to my streaming career. So before I was doing streaming, I was doing a podcast that was kind of meant to be the kind of like the briefing. If you ever listen to Albert Mohler's The Briefing, that but different, and from kind of my perspective and what I thought was interesting. And it had various segments, stuff happening in the world and stuff happening in Canada, and you know, the news, and then and my opinion, and like me talking about stuff. And it, because I thought I saw a gap, you know, I didn't see that podcast anywhere, and I decided to create it myself. And that did pretty well. People were really interested in it, and there was a bunch. That's how it ended up becoming a streaming thing, because I wanted interactivity. But yeah, it came from just kind of me looking out there and kind of going, yeah, they're not out there.
then it grew into this ridiculous, like, enormous media company that he then sold for $70 million. So you can check out that podcast interview I've done with Alex. We've had a bunch of comments saying that that's like an incredible podcast episode. And we talk about a bunch of things like life and happiness and the death of his father and how he dealt with that, and like a bunch of stuff that's just generally interesting and outside of the world of newsletters, but it might be quite an inspiring podcast to listen to if you're looking for ideas for what sort of email newsletter you might want to write about. But really, the overall message here is you can write about whatever you want, and the great thing about an email newsletter is that it's a fantastic practice ground for being able to dabble with what it's like being a creator. After that point, you might decide you don't like it. You might decide, you know what, I CBA, I can't be bothered to write anything every week. I don't really like the idea of sending stuff publicly. I'm very happy in my day job and just like, whatever. That's fine, but at least you've tried it out. Or you might do what happened to me and a bunch of my other creator friends and think, oh, it's actually kind of fun sending out an email every week that just tries to add a morsel of goodness to people's lives and help them out in an interesting way, or just document something I've learned, and might decide to stick with it. And I've been sticking with it for the last 4 years, and it's now a staple part of the business, and it's really fun, and it's the sort of thing that I probably am going to continue doing for the long term. Part 3, how to get...
So actually, I recently bought a laptop for just this reason. There was a lot of times where I was trying to do stuff, or I was pulled out of the house, or ended up whatever in the city and things like that, and I'm like, man, I could do some stuff right now, but I'm not at home and there's no computer here. And so what I ended up doing was, like, I got this laptop, paid I ended up paying in the end like $100 for it. Got a crazy deal. And we've been able to take it to the local coffee shop, and in that coffee shop, I'm trapped. It is a Google Chromebook. It doesn't play games. It doesn't edit videos. It doesn't do much. What can I do on it? I can type. I can update. I can use Canva. I can update, like my YouTube channel descriptions, things like that. It does text real good. And so what's really cool is that I was able to yeah, exactly. So I'm there. I'm like, I'm going to write a blog article. I'm going to write a thing. And so now I'm trapped in a place where I have to write. And it's been absolutely great. So for me to do a newsletter, like he's talking about, kind of a weekly thing, I can do that now. I can just take a trip to the coffee shop for, I think it was 4 hours. It took me to do that. But probably not that long. So like it took me a while. And then I can, I release it each week. And I think that was really, really fun. Yeah, well, not only constraints, but less distractions. Like on here, I would rather work on that widget that I was showing you guys, the floaty icon widget, than I'd rather do that than write something. And I will. I'll do that. I will edit. I will screw around with stuff. I'll contact people. I'll do all kinds of things that aren't writing. I need to be locked down and sat down with no other option, and then I'll write. But I don't know. I used to love writing. Now it's like there's so many other fun things I can do.
Started with an email newsletter. All right, so the first step to get started with an email newsletter is to pick a platform. Now, there are a few different options you've got here. The option that I use personally for my newsletter, and have been using for the last like 2+ years, is called ConvertKit. But the problem with ConvertKit is that you have to pay for it. It is a paid platform. It is ridiculously powerful, incredible if you want to take this newsletter thing seriously. They have a free plan. I think your first 1,000 subscribers are free, but you do then have to pay, and it does get quite expensive. Right now, we pay several $1,000s a month for the privilege of using ConvertKit. It's totally worth it, but it is a paid product. I'll put an affiliate link in the video description if you want to check it out, but it's generally not what I would recommend getting started completely from scratch. If you want to get started completely from scratch and you want to do it without spending a penny, there are two main options that you've got that I would recommend.
Substack and Beehive. That's my prediction.
The first one is Substack, and the second one is Review. I was using Review for the first 2 years of my email newsletter, and it was absolutely fantastic, and it's completely free, and it was recently acquired by Twitter. So the nice thing about Review is that if you are serious about growing on Twitter, people can subscribe to your email list directly from your Twitter profile because it's nicely integrated and it's completely free, so you can try out Review. Alternatively, we've got Substack.
I don't have Twitter anymore. Like, I deleted it, and it was kind of freeing. Like, it was like, I was worried about what do I post on there and how do I connect and blah blah blah. And yeah, everything in my whole life is taking a bath. So maybe it wasn't the greatest idea, but I feel better. This is 3 years ago. Still valuable, still good stuff.
Now, Substack has been around for a few years now as well, and honestly, if I were getting started completely from scratch today, Substack is probably the route I would go down. Basically, you go on substack.com, not sponsoring this video or anything, but people at Substack, if you're watching this, let me know, would love to work with you. And we just hit start writing. You can make an account or you can sign in with Twitter, exactly like I've done, and you just write a quick description, musings from my day-to-day life as a doctor turned creatorpreneur, lol, kind of cringe, but oh well. If you have an existing email list, you could bring a CSV in and populate it, but you don't have to. You could add subscribers from day one, so you can get your parents or your grandparents or your friends to sign up if you'd really want to. Again, I'm going to skip this step. And here we are.
So I actually have, two lists. I could probably subscribe 1,000 people right off the bat. If I could figure out how to convert it from WordPress, which I think you can. Maybe. At the very least, I'd be able to put a few hundred on there. I looked into it, and apparently you can do that. You can convert your old MailChimp list to your new thing. So I will probably be doing that. But yeah, Twitter was bad. Twitter was fine. X was worse, and then Grok turned it into a pervert's paradise. So no, I'm not on there anymore.
Oh, I've just now got my own newsletter, which also doubles as its own website, aliabdal.substack.com. It's live. You can check it out if you want. And now, if I want to send my first issue, all I have to do is click New Post, and I can just write whatever I want. And I've just written my very first issue of my email newsletter, and now I'm going to hit publish, and then I can send that to everyone. Do you want to add subscribe buttons to your post? Yeah, why not? Now I have my first email newsletter. I hit publish, and we are good. If I want to, I can share it on Facebook and share it on Twitter, or I don't have to. I can just do this like this and treat this like my own personal practice ground for publishing something on the internet. And now, if we open up an incognito window and go to aliabdol.substack.com, here is what it looks like. Ali's newsletter, musings from my day-to-day life as a doctor-turned-creatorpreneur, launched a few seconds ago. And then people can subscribe directly from this, which is kind of nice. It's quite simple. Or they can read it first, and they can read my...
That is super simple.
Issue, which should be here somewhere. My first email newsletter. There we go. This is cute. This is kind of nice. And then there's the option.
Very simple.
And it's all completely free. And I know people personally who have made hundreds of thousands of dollars a year by just starting a completely free email newsletter on Substack.
Right, he's AI.
Switching on monetization or getting sponsorships or selling their own product, all that kind of stuff, which is all part of the business of being a creatorpreneur. If you've gotten to this point in the video and you start an email newsletter, send me an email. All
right, that's cool. I do want to watch one more video with you guys. I know that I usually do one, but this one is specifically about starting stuff. So if you're convinced at this point, you're like, maybe I should do this, and he's like, probably the best one is Substack. This is a video by somebody. She's not a huge creator, 11,000 views, 12.7 subscribers. Doesn't mean she doesn't know what she's talking about. It's the best one I could find, especially since it's 2026 and it's only like 20 minutes long. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we go. But I am very curious as to how this would work with Substack. So let's give this a watch and hopefully find our way to see what it's like. If it's super boring, then we'll try to skip through it, but he doesn't have chapters. We'll see.
Thriving Substack publication, grow your audience, and finally make money by sharing what you know online, you need to forget most of the advice you've heard so far, because most of it is either outdated or was never true in the first place. If I were starting from zero in 2026, I'd do almost everything differently than I did when we launched the Right Build Skill publication in 2024. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what I would do step by step, based on what's actually working right now. Now, quick context if you're new here, my name is Sina. My co-founders and I have built Right Build Skill to over 1,000 paid subscribers in the past year, and we've helped hundreds of creators launch and grow their Substack publications. And here's what I have learned. Most creators overcomplicate it. They think they need a bigger audience, better tools, or some secret growth hack. But the truth is, growth on Substack fundamentally comes down to three simple things. You have to get your readers to discover you have to get them to subscribe, and you have to get them to trust you. If you can do these
Not sure it's that order, but okay.
People will eventually become paying subscribers who stick around month after month after month. Now let me break this down real quick, because Substack is really different from other platforms. On YouTube, for example, the game is clicks and watch time. On typical social networks, it's likes and shares. But Substack works a little differently. On Substack, most of your readers aren't browsing a feed looking for something to click on. They are opening their email inbox, seeing your post, and deciding whether to read it or to just skip. Now, by the time they're making that decision, they have already subscribed to you in the first place, which means the real game on Substack is getting people to subscribe, even if it's just your free subscription.
So there is a discovery engine, though. I learned that somewhere else. She's just said that there isn't, but there is some kind of discovery engine. I hope she mentions that, because not quite right.
Because once someone is on your free list, you have a direct line to their inbox. You don't have to fight an algorithm to reach them anymore. You don't have to hope that they see your posts. Instead, they just show up in their inboxes. So the question is, how do you get someone to subscribe? Well, first, they need to discover your work. This happens through notes, through recommendations from other publications, through search, through social media, or through someone sharing your work. Now,
so Google does track Substack. So if you post something, it will be searchable. So SEO does matter.
However they find you, they typically land on one of your posts or your publication page. And in that moment, they are basically asking themselves one question: is this worth my email address? Is it worth my time and attention? That's obviously a lower bar than asking for money, but it's still a real commitment, because people protect their inboxes. They don't subscribe to everything. They don't want to see junk. So your job is to make really clear and obvious that subscribing to your publication is in fact worth it. And this is where your writing has to deliver value, and value comes in different shapes and forms on the internet. There is educational value, for example. This is when someone reads your content and they learn something valuable.
Right.
Right, should deliver at least one of these, at least to a certain.
You need valuable content. Yeah, I get that.
Email by email, until one day they see your paid offering and think, of course I'm going to pay for this, I already got so much value out of it. So when we're thinking about growing our publications, we want to be mindful that we're playing a long-term game. We're not trying to convert strangers into paying customers overnight. Instead, we're trying to earn attention, then earn an email address, then earn trust, and then earn the upgrades. And every step matters, but it all starts with that first free subscription. Now the
discovery engine is only good if people go there to look for content providers. Yes, well, that's why the what you write about will matter, SEO and stuff like that. And you got to be SEO being search engine optimization, which basically means the kinds of words you use. You could actually do that by running it through an AI and kind of go, how SEO is this? Is there a way that I need to add some different words or something? And it'll give you a little tweak. It doesn't change your stuff. It's just be like, yeah, we'll use these words, have a paragraph that starts with one sentence that, because this, it'll help you out. It's not a bad thing to do. It's just a way to optimize. Also had the experience of mostly younger people telling me I can give you my email, but I never check it. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, that's fair too, because, it's just that the people that I know and that are content, the people that I would serve would have email. And again, you can't I don't think Substack is going to be your only content. I think you're going to have other content, and the discovery thing is going to be wacky. I thought I think there's a discovery engine on Substack. I heard that somewhere, and this is a new video. So I hope she says so.
Nice thing about providing value is that it automatically builds trust. Every time someone reads
I know.
Thoughts, the personal bits that don't fit into a polished article. At Right Build Scale, my co-founders and I are constantly sharing personal pieces of our lives alongside the business content. My co-founder Yari, for example.
Yes. Okay. So that is like the Twitter side of it. So okay, let's say that again.
Usually have a harder time growing than publications where the creator's personality actually shines, because it's difficult to build a connection purely through generic content. Substack is a platform where fundamentally it is about the relationship between you and your reader, and this is where Substack notes are so powerful, because notes isn't just for promoting your posts, it's where you get to be an actual human. It's where you share the behind the scenes moments, the random thoughts, the personal bits that don't fit into a polished article. At Right Build Scale, my co-founders and I are constantly sharing personal pieces of our lives alongside the business content. My co-founder Yari, for example, regularly posts photos with his dog. And at this point, our community has basically accepted the dog as part of our brand. People ask about Bonko and they comment when he shows up. They feel like they know Yari not just as a creator but as a person, simply because they know his dog.
So that really is a critical part of especially Christian content creation, because especially if you are building a community and it's on not because you're an expert on something, but because you're trying to share your experiences, you're trying to share your thoughts, you're trying to share the game, you're trying to build a community of people that are kind of on the same theme or the same practice or whatever. They are going to connect to you personally, not merely to your content. And we've said this 1,000 times, like there's someone out there doing whatever you're doing better. So why should they watch you? It's because they connect to you. So you have to share you, not merely your content. Is it Twitter or is it Discord? People opt in to see. I think it's public. I don't know. I don't know the answer.
And that's not a strategy we plan. It's just Yari being Yari and his dog.
Hold on. Let me just pull up Substack. Or honestly, I'm still learning, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this today, because I'm definitely not an expert. So if I go to substack.com and I go there, boom, Twitter, right? So that is discovery. People can come to Substack. I don't know if they're gonna, as in, I don't know if they're going to be coming on here and just plain old scrolling, but there is a certain Smooth McGroove, the dog, you mean? Okay, up next. So it is very Twittery, I guess. I'd imagine once you sign in, it'll get to know you, like sort of like an algorithm thing, or you'll sign up, subscribe to people. Who's Smooth McGroove? Okay, then what's that? So there, yeah, okay. So yeah, there is some discovery. So if I go to subscriptions, I don't have any. Chat, activity, explore. Okay. If I go to content creation. So there's a bunch. Let me type in Christian content creation. Wahaha! I'll be the only one on there. Acapella is video game music. One of the cat. Oh, it has a cat companion. Oh, that's fun. Oh, Smooth the Groove. I think I had a couple of his songs on here. Okay, yeah. Yep. I'm not Smooth McGroove. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, I think I had some of his songs on a playlist.
Being important to him, and it works because it's real. Notes give you a permission to be direct, to be casual, to sound like a human instead of a polished robot. You don't need perfect grammar or a fully formed thought. You can share a quick win, a frustration, a photo of your morning walk, a question you're wrestling with, and these small moments of personality create a connection that your long-form posts alone could never do. Now here's a simple test if you want to test your humanness and your relatability. Read your last.
I don't.
Makes you unique. What makes you authentic?
Nope.
It takes to grow a Substack publication. You get them to discover you, you get them to subscribe, and you build trust over time. Now, if we imagine all of this packaged up into a single piece of content, that would be one post. One post that helps someone discover you, convinces them to subscribe, and starts building trust. But unfortunately, if it were that easy, everyone would be successful on Substack.
What are you showing me? All right. Yoink. 4 minutes. All right, sure, I can watch that.
Beginner's tutorial.
Okay, let me talk like this for this one now. Fantastic. Wait, you're ultra wide? That can't be right.
Hi, I'm Simon K. Jones, and this is part 1 of my Substack for Beginners tutorial series. First things first, what is Substack? Well, it's changing all the time, but as of right now, when I'm recording this, which is September 2023, it's best thought of as a publishing platform for writers that mixes together the best bits of WordPress and MailChimp. The 3 absolutely key things to know. 1. Substack is free to use. 2. You own your data, including your subscriber list. 3. You have the option of monetizing your work via paid subscriptions, but only if you want to. This means you're in control of your material. There are no ads and there's no algorithmic chicanery getting in between you and your readers. Bottom line is, if someone subscribes to you, they will receive your newsletter. People can read your Substack material in 3 places. On the web, you get a nice website that contains your archive and presents everything in a magazine-like format. Here's mine. You can see the latest posts, my most popular articles, you can browse the archive or jump to a particular section. You don't have to be a subscriber to check out a Substack writer's website. Then there's the email newsletters. Each one of the articles on my Substack website was once sent out via email to my subscribers. Here's an example of a recent article, how it looks in a typical email inbox. Some readers will never go to the website and will read entirely via their email. A lot of my readers have never even heard of Substack. All they know is that they're reading newsletters that are coming from me. There's also a Substack app. This is entirely optional, but offers an additional way for readers to read, alongside the work of other Substack writers. This provides a streamlined reading experience on mobile and means that you'll probably be discovered alongside other writers.
There it is.
Substack is very writing focused, but it also makes it easy to embed images, videos, and audio. That's probably how you're watching this, in fact. A publication on Substack is also a great way to build a community. Again, only if you want to.
Bye-bye.
You can open up discussion threads, allow people to comment on your work, or turn off those features if they're not of interest. I've met some amazing people this way, as well as found new readers and other writers. You can make your articles free for everyone, exclusive to paying subscribers, or a bit of both using a paywall partway through the text. Subscribers can pay per month or annually, and you get to set your own pricing. Substack takes a small cut, 10%, which I think is a fair exchange considering the quality of the tools they're providing and the speed with which they're iterating and improving on everything. Perhaps the best thing, and the most important thing, is that you can take all of your subscribers and all of your content and go somewhere else at any time, really easily. Well, relatively easily. This is excellent for two key reasons. One, it makes using Substack relatively low risk. You're not locked in, and you're not going to lose everything if you leave, like if you try to quit Facebook or TikTok or Twitter or X or whatever Musk is calling it today. And two, it motivates Substack the company to keep improving in ways that benefit writers. Their priority is writers and helping writers make money because that's how Substack makes their money.
So I still think, even though this is talking about very heavy, but it is 3 years old, right? I have read so many things in the last little while here and seen so many little pop-up articles. That's why I started thinking about Substack, not because it said, for writers, it said for creators, not merely for writers. Like the idea that got me excited about talking about this is like content creators of all stripes should consider using a newsletter and Substack. That's why we're talking about it, not because you're a writer.
The consequence of this is that their priority is not advertisers. And even if someone like Musk does come along in the future, buys Substack and runs it into the ground, it won't make all of your hard work meaningless. You'll just be able to pick up your stuff, go somewhere else. There are alternatives, of course. That's why you can just go somewhere else if you need to. Ghost is probably the closest you'll get in terms of direct features, or you'd use a combination.
There you go. That's it. That's interesting. That's very interesting.
Stack. It's not that easy because you need to create lots and lots of these posts that serve different purposes. And one of the biggest factors that contributes to growth is consistency. But not consistency.
Let's do a quick experiment here. Just on Google Discovery. Give me a topic. Like, tell me a topic. Where they're getting paid, they get paid through the subscribers. The 10% off the subscribers that you bring. Give me some kind of, I don't want to generate it myself because I'll just come up with something that I might already know. And like recipes don't really aren't kind of thing. Like what do you, just give me something, anything. And I want to see how far we have to scroll before we see a Substack on that topic. I get table tennis. Okay, let's see. Table tennis. That's not quite what we're looking for. Hold on. A creative thing. Like a thought project. Philosophy of art. I wonder. There's a podcast. Those are all universities. How far do you have to go before you see Substack? Oh, look. Wow. Here's one. Page 3, apparently. Power of Taste, Aesthetic Philosophy, Art Resistance. So you go here, and you've got magazine, 2026. So I guess it's in there, but like religion and anime. There you go. Cool. Okay, not page 1. Not page 2. Not page 3. Interesting. What if we just do anime? Reviews. Not page 1. Not page 2. Not page 3. Nor page 4. Wow. That's super interesting. I wonder if it's because it's just not used. Like, so if we go, let's go back to the first one and we'll see, like, what is it people are using, right? So YouTube, Reddit, newspaper, Rotten Tomatoes, website dedicated to it. Yeah, obviously. Crunchyroll, Reddit, YouTube, dedicated website. There's WordPress. So that there's your first kind of blog on page 2. Or is that page 1? Page 2? It's and these could all be WordPress too. Like the other ones, these could all be built on WordPress as well. So what Ranger Gaming Anime Reviews.wordpress.com is definitely a blog. IMDb. Okay. There's a WordPress. Interesting. That's super interesting. Is there just not one on there? Wow. Am I wrong? Am I just plain wrong that Substack's not the way to go? Because I have found that my WordPress is not the way to go. The Anime Tavern. Let me read it first. It's such a nice looking website though. Like it's so simple and clean. I don't know. It's hard to that's slick, man. That's slick. So there's your home. That's where your articles are. Right? So there's your article. And then you go up to notes. That's like the Twitter thing. So just he's sharing Twitter stuff. Archive and about. That's pretty neat. I mean, it's a slick looking website. The difference between a good place to host and good for discovery. Well, again, like the discovery thing apparently is not what I thought it was. There is a Substack discovery page, and she said it said if you have Substack people and they're on the app, then then they can stumble across you. But basically, Substack, the way it seems to be reading here, is it's not for discovery. It is for hosting your your private writings and having people kind of come by and see your stuff. So why not use MailChimp? MailChimp isn't subscribed. You can't search it, right? It's not discoverable because it's all behind a wall. WordPress is incredibly complex, and it doesn't have the system. It's very expensive too, and it doesn't have the system for the membership and the the feed kind of stuff. It just doesn't have the same thing. It's actually, I think Substack is a better system for what I am trying to do, which is have content for content creators, have a community for people that care about what I'm doing, and that have something interesting to look at when it comes to sort of a Twitter feed. That is what I'm looking for. But WordPress doesn't do that, or if they did, it costs me a lot of money. WordPress costs me hundreds of dollars a year, and that's not cool. So I still think it's valuable as a site. It's just interesting to me that when it comes to discovery, it has to be somewhere else. But clearly, it works for some people because people come find it. I don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe it's one of those things like if you're on Tumblr or Reddit or whatever, that becomes your little community, and so that's where you find stuff, that's where you look for stuff, and that's that's where you search for stuff. If you're I'm going to look for something, I'm going to look for it on Reddit. Look for something, I'll look for it on my favorite website, as opposed to just Google it. I don't know. I really don't. Huh.
Consistency in the sense that there's some magical post 3 times a week rule that causes the algorithm to promote. Proof is consistency, but not consistency in the sense that there's some magical post 3 times a week rule that causes the algorithm to promote you. It's basically the fact that the more content you create, the more likely people are going to discover you. And here's how I think about it. Every post is essentially a lottery ticket. Let's say you have a publication with only 4 posts on it. You got started, maybe you posted once, then you thought about it for a few months, posted again, then a year later you posted a 3rd time. time. Now you only have 4 posts, and each post is kind of a lottery ticket. Every time we publish, we're playing the lottery, and we're essentially stacking the deck in our favor by doing sensible things: good headlines, strong openings, providing value. But really, every post is a chance for you to be discovered, and you never know which post is going to take off. Even after doing this for almost a decade, I don't necessarily know which of my posts are going to perform the best. And the truth is, value is subjective. What resonates is sometimes hard to predict. I know a lot of very successful writers who spend enormous amounts of time and energy on their content, and even they find it difficult to predict what will perform. Now, if you only have 4 posts, you've only bought 4 lottery tickets. You've only planted 4 seeds that can turn into something amazing. But if you've been publishing consistently for a year or 2, and you have 50, 100, 200 posts, now you suddenly have dozens of seeds planted, and it's much more likely that one of them is going to grow into something amazing.
And that's the web. That's the internet, right? Yeah, I have MailChimp. You know, like I'm not a fan of how it works. And if I wanted it to work better, it would cost me a lot of money. Yeah. This Substack, the being free does appeal to me. And the cleanliness of the setup appeals to me. And having the multiple layers appeals to me. But I mean, that's just how the internet works. Like discovery on the internet works. If you have lots of blog posts that are actually valuable and eventually somebody stumbles across it and they're like, hey, what's this guy all about? And then they go and they look at your stuff and they see that, you know, magazine page of, wow, this guy does the thing I'm interested in. Then they subscribe, right? That's how that works. Yeah.
You have dozens of lottery tickets, and chances are at least one of those is going to hit, right? So what does this mean practically in creator terms? Well, if you're just starting, I would aim for at least 1 substantial post on Substack per week. That gives you 52 lottery tickets per year, which is quite a lot. It's essentially 52 chances to be discovered. Can you do more? Sure, but 1 quality post per week is sustainable for most people, even if you have a full-time job and other responsibilities. And it's enough to build initial momentum. And now here's where notes come back into the game, and this is really important. Notes is the simplest way to increase your visibility without creating more long-form content. You don't need to write a new post every day. You can use notes to repurpose what you've already created and still show up regularly. You can restack your own quotes from past posts. You can share a single insight that took you 3 paragraphs to explain, but you do it in 2 sentences as a note. You can post a quick behind-the-scenes moment. You can ask your audience a question. You can respond to something another creator wrote. Notes let you show up more frequently without the burnout effect. It keeps you...
This is for it. I would imagine that she's talking about for Substack insiders, right? Like show up. It's not like it's like Twitter. You have to be on Twitter to see the Twitter stuff show up. But eventually, you know, like if it has the discovery engine, it has the, you know, like people are interested in this, and you look on the side and you see the, you know, posts that are blown up and whatever. So this is it be discovered by Substack people. I did a poll in the Taco Network. Let me see if I'm going to pull it up real quick, because I did get a bunch of answers to it. I said, how many use Substack? Where is it? Oh, and 3 people did, 3 people didn't. That's hilarious. I don't know why I do polls. It's just never helpful. But like, if you are a Substack person and you are on Substack and you're a creator, then being around other creators is helpful. Like, for example, same thing with like, I'd imagine with like DeviantArt or with YouTube. YouTubers like hanging out with YouTubers, right? Right now the Meow Mix ad. Is that what they're trying to sell on my stream? Okay. I don't know why, but okay. Yeah, on any other platform. Exactly.
Visible between posts, and every note is another chance for someone new to discover you and click through your publication. And every note is another chance for someone new to discover you and click through to your publication and eventually become a subscriber. But think of it this way: your long form posts are the lottery tickets. Your notes are the reminders that you exist. It's the breadcrumbs that lead people back to those posts. And the creators who burn out are usually the ones who try to post long form daily funny for 2 weeks, they exhaust themselves, and then they disappear for 3 weeks. But if you combine one solid post per week with a few notes per day, that's sustainable. And more importantly, it still compounds. And what happens when one post starts to get traction is that more people discover your publication. They might click on your profile, see your catalog, and start reading more. And with that, your publication becomes bingeable. A lot of readers have these binge habits. They find one post they love, and then they want more. They click through to your archive, they subscribe, and the fact
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Yeah. Been to streams with thousands of people watching and like 100 out of 500 vote. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, polls not the greatest idea. I'm actually thinking about this. Actually, I've archived a couple posts and I'm trying to figure out where to publish. May also, yeah. Well, that's on a, like, if you are a writer or if you write scripts or you're a podcaster or you are like all that stuff naturally translates to dumping it into some other format and calling it a blog post. And then, you can feed off that for a little bit. Harder if you're an artist, musician, but that would be where it's personality driven. Here's what I thought. Here's my discovery. Here's my interests. Here's what I said this week, and things like that. Conversation I had. It's still not impossible. The hard part for me anyway is that the concept of discovery. It's hard. It's a hard thing. But I have a YouTube channel that I intend to continue on once I get my crap together to with some of those other projects, and then. I do have the, Twitch, which again, isn't great for discovery. And then a Substack is a place that people can kind of go and see my stuff. And then you pull up now and again. Maybe, I don't know. I'm a lot less sold on it this second than I was when I started the video. Not because I don't think it's a good idea, but because it's definitely not going to be the place you blow up. It is a place to house your community. I don't have a Discord anymore. I decided not to use it because I'm trying to push people towards the Taco Discord, and having two Discords competing with each other that I'm on makes no sense. But the community stuff for the content creation stuff, and for my own personal, me raising money for me, and me trying to talk to people as me, not Taco Guy, that can happen on Substack. So, yeah.
The fact that they're now spending a lot of time on your publications signals Substack that your content is valuable. So it starts recommending you to similar readers through the notes feed. And this creates a virtuous cycle. And this is why quantity matters. It's not about magical consistency rules. It's about building habits, getting better at your craft, and having enough content that when someone does discover you, they have plenty to explore. Now, I said your publication needs to be bingeable, but bingeable doesn't just mean having lots of posts. It means having lots of posts that make sense together. Now,
yeah, this is the same thing on Instagram. It's the same thing on YouTube, same thing everywhere. When they come to your content, they have to be able to know what you're about. And so if they come to your Instagram feed and it's just everything all over the place, they're like, well, I don't need to subscribe. It's just pictures of someone's dog. I came here because I saw a really cool picture from their content. Whereas YouTube, you show up and it's like, oh, they did a really cool video on this. I'm going to go look at their stuff. Oh, videos aren't even about that. Okay, I don't need to subscribe. Same thing with your newsletter, right? Like it's this is what you talk about. And of course, that guy's like, this, I talk about myself and my interests, right? So yeah, but at the same time, that if you're like, okay, what is this smart person thinking about? Sure, that's something, but like it still needs to be consistent. How to get community is a great tool as well. If you can generate enough conversations around a post, you can do an extended YouTube section talking about what your community says. Exactly. No, you're exactly right. And then it can, feed back and forth. Yeah, exactly. Totally. Yo! Welcome to the stream. Hello. Good to see you. Hi, Catherine Naomi. How are you? What did you do? Yeah. Oh, March Madness fundraiser. Sick. How'd you do? How's your partner push? Are you getting close? Looks like you're doing pretty good. Hello, Drafty. Good to see you. My name is XtianNinja. Welcome to the XtianNinja channel, where we talk about Christian content creator stuff. We talk about life. We're building a community that is meant to help and take care of and teach and train Christian content creators. That's what we're doing here. More and more and more every day. So hopefully that is, you've been rated. Yeah, let's go. I have. Hello, daughter of Zion. The plan today is to talk about Substack and newsletters, which are super exciting, and everybody should be on the edge of their seats. Forgot about the raid call. No worries. Totally, yeah. It just happens. Good to see you. Hello, DJ. So if you are new here, I'm XtianNinja. I am executive director of Taco, and we've been doing a lot of talking about content creation stuff, which is that's what we do here. How am I? I'm doing okay. Today's been a pretty good day. I've been interested. I've been playing a ton of Stardew, which is always exciting. And I've been really I've been enjoying the content I've been creating on here because we've been very focused on purpose. I'm doing the content creator class on Saturdays. And we, on the last Friday, we did the mini con, right? We do a mini con at the end of every month on the Taco Discord. And we talked about purpose. And so this week we're talking about purpose, and today we're talking about building a community with a newsletter. So it's all coming together, man. So I'm excited when things come together like that and they're not all over the place. Kind of know what I was doing. I was already here. Yeah. Twilight was already here. Kind of new, but already followed you. Appreciate that. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. You probably Captain Omni fault blame for leading you. Yeah, that's cool. Thank you very much for bringing your people over. How goes the partner push? I hope it's going well. I really do. How am I not following? Oh, thank you. Appreciate the follow. Well, that's not big enough. Well, hold on. There we go. Womp. There, we'll make it bigger. Cool. Bit late, but incoming cast. Hello, Mystique. Good to see you. We're just at the tail end. For anybody who's listening, we're just at the tail end watching our second video about, well, this is specifically about Substack. But before we were talking about, thank you for the follow. We're talking about newsletters. So the question is, are newsletters something content creators should all have? And my argument is that probably you should probably consider having one, not apparently for discovery, as we're learning right now, but as a place to house your community, as a place for them to come find all your stuff, and for it to be consistent with what you bring to the table. It looks, and I'm definitely going to be joining Substack. That's the way that's going to go. Several streams at once, sometime training my eyes to see what's going on. Yeah, just all over the place. Good for you. I can't do that. I can barely follow one. So if you have any questions, or for me, I was a pastor I've been a pastor for like 20 some years. I have a master's degree. I've written books for content creators and theology and churches, and I've been around here for 5 years. Full-time content creator for 5 years this month. And so, yeah, if you want to talk about something, I'd love to do that. Very cool. We're going to finish this video, and then we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to jump into Stardew Valley, my first run through of Stardew Valley. Yeah. We're on year 2 in the summer. I think we're in the summer year 2. I appreciate it, Twilight. Thanks for being here.
The next is about career advice, the third is a book review, and the fourth is about parenting, and the fifth is about cryptocurrencies. That publication is trying to do a lot, and eventually it's not going to achieve any of the results.
Close.
There's a lot going on, and here's the problem. When someone discovers one of your posts, likes it, what do they do next? They naturally click on your profile.
And I'll say it again. This is Chamber of Secrets is open, and also the chocolate factory is coming. Apparently that's a thing coming. The mysterious chocolate factory. So it's I'll say it again. If you are a content creator, I've definitely learned the value of having all your stuff match on your feeds, on your Twitter. People should know what they can do when they expect. Don't be all over the place is good, and it's definitely something I'm learning. It took me 5 years to learn, and I'm going to be implementing it hardcore very soon. I'm being a variety guy. I love it, but it's not successful. So we'll see what happens when I focus everything and become super boring. Is my brand, right? Exactly. Yeah.
They look at your other posts. They're trying to figure out, is this publication,
Yeah, I know.
Stuff, for example, is not. And this is where niching becomes really important. And here's what the data shows.
Yep, niching important. We got it. What else you got for me?
You are interested in many things, and putting yourself in a box.
But
The smallest viable audience you could serve really well. That's your starting point. And one specific thought that has always helped me really well is keeping my past self in mind. You have walked a certain path yourself, right? And you probably know a lot of things right now that you wish you had known in the past. The more you think about your past self and how you could have helped yourself, the better you will be able to serve your audience.
that's directly from my class. which is the people that you're going to be serving, the people that you're going, like your audience is usually who you were before. Like truly, it's you know, like I was lonely, now I'm less lonely. I want to help lonely people. I was sick, I figured out how to be not sick. I want to help the people who are sick. I was broken in this way, or I was I had this issue, or whatever it is. I am getting better, or I've gotten better, or I'm on the way to better. I want to help people along the way. That's usually what your content, your audience is going to be. Now, the way that your content creation connects to that being like, you know, you can do that through gaming or art or music or podcasting or whatever, because it's all different ways to connect to that audience. But it all comes usually, almost usually, not always, but usually comes from a place of need and burden that you've had because you went through that too. Right. And so that's a good place to start when it comes to your purpose or your need or your, you know, what you're going to be doing.
And now, once we have clarified that niche question, we come to the next one. This is a crossroad for almost every Substack creator that I've met so far. The question is, do you want to do this as a hobby or do you want to build a business? And you're not allowed to say both, because there are different approaches with different rules that apply based on your answer. Hobbies are things you do for yourself. You do them because they're fun. There's no expectation of growth or income. A business
Pretty spot on for me too, and I'm sick of needs to be broken. I want to help the sick. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it works. Yep. And because you're further along, you have something to offer. That is called added value, and so therefore you take your brand, you take your content, you take your voice, you take you focus it on. This is who I was. This is who you are. I'm going to take you to where I am and where we're both going. Enjoy the content. Well, the streak. You got to keep the streak. Good for you. I appreciate you keeping the streak.
This is something that adds value to other people. It grows and it's expected to generate revenue. And here's where the problem comes in. I see creators all the time who treat their Substack like a hobby. They post whenever they feel inspired, write about whatever interests them in the moment, and they avoid promotions because it feels uncomfortable. But they have business goals. They want 10,000 subscribers. They want a best-selling publication. They want to make $5,000 a month. They want financial freedom through their writing. But when your approach is a hobby approach and your goals are business goals, there's a gap, and that gap leads to frustration because you want something without actually
We're gonna fast forward. Yeah, we agree.
In 2026, here's the exact playbook that I would follow. First, I would spend real time defining my niche before I published anything. Who specific
this is literally this week's theme. Who do you want to serve?
Am I helping? Who am I writing for? What specific transformation am I offering?
What content are you creating and for who? And that niche is going to be either who you were or it's going to be someone you can bring. Praying for others, learning the Bible. Well, that's good. The question is, who are you, like, who are you trying to bring that to, right? And what are their needs? What need are you solving through doing that? Right. I don't know if you're in the class, I can't remember, but if you take the class, you watch, talk about the purpose, you know, it comes from a need. What need are you solving? What in the world is bothering you that you're trying to fix?
Try to complete the following sentence. My publication helps a specific person achieve a specific outcome.
Yes, that exactly. So your content is helping who achieve what, right? You can like praying for others and learning the Bible, but who is that for, and what are you trying to achieve through your content is critically important. Like, so for me, my publication helps Christian content creators achieve their purpose and audience, right? SMART goals. Yeah. SMART goals too. Yeah. If you don't know what that is, Google that. That's helpful.
Second, I would make sure that I can publish at least 5 strong pieces in the first couple of weeks.
I totally can. I got like 100 pieces.
Not just one sad welcome post. We want 5 posts that demonstrate the range and quality of what subscribers can expect. This gives new visitors something to binge. Third, I'd commit to publishing at least 1 post per week and 1 to 3 notes a day. The post builds depth, the notes build visibility, and you need both. Fourth, I would focus on relationships from day one. I would engage genuinely with other creators in my space and also with my audience. I would leave thoughtful comments on other people's notes, and I would build connections before asking for a favor. Because a significant
you don't just jump into people and be like, hi, can you promote my stuff? You need relationships. Yes.
significant portion of growth on Substack can come through recommendations and collaborations if you do them right. Number 5, I would treat my paid tier like a product, not an afterthought. Instead of just quietly adding a subscribe button, I would create a specific compelling offer with a clear deadline and a clear reason to upgrade right.
That's important and something I need to figure out, because I can put down a whole bunch of articles. I got dozens, if not hundreds of articles I could put down for Christian content creators, specifically for content creators that I believe are going to be helpful. Even though I took it from my class, or I took it from the videos, took it from the video blog, took it from YouTube, I got a million things I can offer. The question is, what do I offer under the subscription that's different or betterer, right? I'd like there to be some kind of personal stuff going on. You know, is it subscribe and I'll give you my dirty laundry? Maybe. But also, if you're a Christian content creator and you're subscribing because you want Christian content creator stuff, it needs to be something bigger, better, different. And I gotta think through that one, because I don't know what that is. Could be, private videos, could be all kinds of stuff, but I don't know yet, right? Because that's like Patreon. Come follow me on Patreon. Here's what you'll get if you give me money. If you give me $1, you'll say thank you. If you give me $100, you'll be in the video or in the game or in the whatever. It's this is the value you get. I have to figure that out, because my instinct is always to give away everything. Just do it all. Here you go, and we'll let God sort it out. And that's what I've been doing for a long time. And so it's the idea of the subscription stuff underneath. I haven't figured that out yet. If you guys have an idea, let me know. I'd love to try to brainstorm that with some people.
Away. And 6, I would
do you
remember
need?
that this is a long game. I wouldn't expect thousands of subscribers in my first month. I would commit to at least a year of consistent effort before evaluating what is working and what's not. Now, if you're ready to actually do this, I've put together a free Notion dashboard called the Substack Starter Kit. It has the exact frameworks, templates, and checklists we use at Right Build Scale. You can find the link in the description box below. And if you want to see how we went from 0 to
Fun.
1,000 paid subscribers,
There you go. That's pretty cool. All right. I'm into that. That's neat. So my plan then is to try to figure all that stuff out over the next couple weeks here. You're probably going to see some things drop off and some focus and whatnot. It won't change a lot here. It won't change a lot in just generally. But for me, it'll be about focusing and then figuring out what's going to come later. As far as dropping things off, right? Like, so for example, variety content, probably not going to be around much. We'll still do Weird Wednesday, whatnot. That's still fun, but it'll all come after content creator things. How my presence in the Discord going to be, content creator based, and I'm still trying to figure it all out. It's coming. My branding is going to change a little bit. You're going to see different words pop up on YouTube and on Twitter. Like, things are going to be a little bit different there. I've decided not to change my username because I just think that'll be confusing, but I have to figure out a way around the discovery thing when it comes to my username. So we'll figure that out. Okay. It is now 2:15. Usually I take a little break and then we're going to come back. We're going to play some Stardew Valley. This is just a chance to hang out, experience some stuff together, ask any questions that you want, do pastoral counseling, do life stuff, do whatever. It's just a way to hang out, just an excuse to be there for a couple hours, low stakes gameplay that I can pause anytime. But in the meantime, I'm gonna leave you guys with something kind of fun. I'm gonna hit when I go to break, you're gonna see a screen, and on that screen, you are going to see an opportunity to hit !play, and then it'll start a game you can play with chat. Some voting stuff, some fill in the blank stuff, some other silly things. So if you want to play with that, you totally can. I'll leave it to you, and I will be back. I'll be back soon after getting a little bit of water and taking a little break. See you soon. You know, I'm starting to get the impression that maybe my awesome idea about having a AI API that asks questions of chat and does fun things with you guys isn't as popular as I think it's going to be. I think it's cool, okay? I'm going to leave it on there for a little while, though. I still think it's cool. And if you guys have a better idea for what I can turn it into that you guys actually might want to interact with, let me know. Because that's the best idea I can come up with. Just scenarios for content creators, something funny, and a fill in the blank game. Like, I don't know. Tuna sandwich, though. Hold on, what do you mean it didn't work? Hit exclamation point play. Cheap. Yeah, somebody hit exclamation point play. There it goes. And now hit exclamation point vote, because it's exclamation point vote 1 or 2 or 3. What did you expect to happen? Sorry. No, exclamation point vote. It always has to be done with a command. Come on, you've been on the internet long enough. Where's your remote? There it is. I'll turn this off. There we go. Nope, still wrong. Exclamation point vote and then the number. But that's okay. It's off now. It's still working in the background, but it's off now. I guess it's a training thing. People just don't understand. Even though I have it in big, bold, red bar with white letters, maybe it just needs to be louder. It's not a game. It's creator oriented. I know. All right, maybe I'll just leave it on there until someone actually reads it. Y'all can figure it out. I promise. I believe in you. All right, off we go. Pet the cat. Kiss the wife. Good day to visit the caves. Just be careful out there. Maybe. If you go, bring a life elixir or two. I'm not sure I can. Whoop, hang on. Whoa, calm down. I need... What am I in here for? I can't remember. What are you? Oh, you're a tent. If you like this game, you have... I love this game. This game is my favorite thing I've been doing right now. Why am I in the fridge? There was a reason I got into the fridge. It wasn't an accident. Oh, I'm gonna turn off the music because this is meant to be really chill. It's vibing. We're vibing. It's like movie trivia and stuff before the theater plays. I know. Well, yeah, but this is meant to be more active. You know, more chat engaging. What am I doing? Kiss the wife. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we'll just head out, I guess. What's your deal? Congratulations on completing my little challenge. I'm impressed. As an added bonus, I've included the blueprints for a new type of chest. Enjoy. P.S. Now that you have all those resources lying around, why not swing by for some construction work? That is true. I do need to do that. Stone chest. Ooh, what's stone chest look like? Ooh, cool looking. It's cool looking is what it looks like. Exciting. I need your truffle oil. I need I need truffle oil. Don't ask me why. Okay, Mayor Lewis. What a weird dude. Mayor Lewis is a weird dude, okay? That guy, he leaves his pants all over the place. I catch him doing stuff in the bush with one of the ladies, and now he just needs truffle oil. Don't ask why. Huh. That's a sus dude. All right, let's get our diamond. We'll harvest some beans. Prevents balding. Okay, that's what it is. Okay. I'll buy it. Hold on, we got to get the coffee, and then we're going to put more coffee in, because coffee. I will be making a Starbucks. That is beyond the mission right now. I have no other thing on my mind. We are going to be making Starbuckses. Although I should be saying Tim Hortons. I know that. Okay, harvesting. These crops that just keep giving and giving and giving are great. Okay, calm down. I need Thor blowing up my whole yard. I got 127, 130, 144. Plus the gold and plus the silver. That's pretty slick, man. So we're gonna bring this one out. We're gonna give the silver back, and we're gonna put the gold where it goes. Can someone tell me how to cook the ancient seed or whatever it's called, the ancestor seed or whatever it is? I literally don't know what to do with it. Lovely, and I'm faster. You take the coffee and suddenly you're speedy quick, baby. For I don't know how long, but you are. Mushroom. Mushroom, mushroom. Wow, I'm so fast. I'm gonna live on coffee. Cool. Don't think these are harvestable yet. I think? No, they're gonna take a little while. Yes, let's sell the coffee beans. I'm gonna put away the gold stuff. Sell the coffee beans, sell the peppers. See? Look at how fast the coffee gets made. Like, it is so fast. I can just go over here and, like, keep making coffee. And it's just so fast. Alright. If I put this in here... Nope. Put this in here. Do that, and I go up to it. Can I take one? No, I gotta take the whole thing. Alright, well. Gonna be. I'll put a diamond in there. Peppers. Mushroom. And then we're gonna go up and we're gonna get... We're gonna go up and we're gonna build something. She better be at work. The girl never goes to work. She better be there. Dude, coffee makes the game so much better. Look at me go. I'm so fast. All right. I need a mill. Yes. Stone wood. I don't have any cloth. That's why. I need to make a barn before I make a mill. That is true. All right. Build the building. Yep. Because I need to get sheep. Where am I going to put the dang barn? I think I put it up here. I shouldn't put it in front of the cat, and I shouldn't block myself off from getting somewhere. Maybe not the best place to put it. Can we turn it? Like, can I twist it? Oh, dang it. I don't know where to put the barn. Can I turn it? Is that possible? I don't think it is. It's just, that's the way it sits. All right, cool enough, I guess. We'll put it, I guess we can put it right here. Why not? I want to put it by the chickens though. Make life be a little easier on myself, man. XtianNinja still says you are streaming chat. Oh, good point. Yeah, thank you. This is my first stream. I've never streamed before. All right. Don't. Okay, I'm gonna go move some stuff. I'll come back in a minute. Oop, a thing. Wow, that coffee doesn't last long. But we'll just drink another. Let's go! Put on the boosters. I'm gonna hit the, I'm gonna have to wreck everything. My apologies to the things, because I need to put a barn beside you. Alright, first things first. Bap. And then bap. And then bap. And then bap. Alright, cool. So we're gonna put all that stuff over where we're gonna put it. I can put it in front of the house. Move these. Yeah, why don't we do that? Coffee addiction. Oh, no question. I live for the beans. Sorry, I apologize. Oh, I'm all pulled up. Okay, so bees, and then we'll put the barrel here, and then keg. The furnaces don't need to go here, so the furnaces can just go away. Where can I put furnaces? I don't know. Maybe just go in the grass. Yeah, we'll put them right here. Is that a problem? I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see later. Am I causing problems for myself? And then the recycling thing, actually, that's kind of convenient. So, the recycling thing can go somewhere where you put it somewhere easy to get to. Sure, why not? And we'll bash this thing because it needs to be out of the way. Boop. I don't know what to do with it. There's a capsule. Like, what do I do with it? Do I sell it? Can I sell it? What's up, Canadian Mountie? How you doing? Haven't seen you before. Things are good. I'm sorry. I was just so excited about being here that I wasn't looking at chat. How are you? Love to see another Canuck in the chat. Always a good thing. I'll put it beside the trash can. There you go. I have a little trash section. Good for me. Coffee beans. And now I can break that thing. You a Stardew guy, or are you just looking for Canadians? Because boy, am I one. Question, I'm not gonna, oh no! What happened? Are you one of the ones who went, JT's in charge, I'm out of here. But for the Christian tag, okay, there you go. Well, good to see you. Welcome. Oh, this is supposed to be the coffee. Guess I'll put it here, and then I'll just move the bees. I'm gonna go up and buy my barn now, so I have somewhere to put things. Born in Canada, but moved away when I was young. All right. So explain the explain the username then. It sounds like you've kind of at least engendered and embodied your heritage, so that's good. I'm born and bred Canadian. I'm from Alberta, so I'm one of the real Canadians. And then actually American. the Canadians are the most American. No, the Albertans are the most American Canadians. That's what I've been trying to say. Barn, gimme. And you can go beside the other building that I was clearing out. Sick. Boop. Let's go. Awesome. I think that means I can put the chest in front of that. That's what I'll do. Boy, that coffee doesn't last long. How do I get... Probably Jojo Cola? Is that what I need to do now? Yeah, probably. Living on cola and coffee. That can't be good for me. Okay. Honey. There. And the... Oh, this is for... That's for worms. Not very attractive. So... It can just go there. Yeah. Little garbage area. Little garbage area thing. I gotta put more beans in my coffee machines. Nope. Can't ferment a coffee. Can't I ferment coffee? Alright. I will put this berry in there. There you go. Make some jam. Good. I'm gonna put the beans in here because I'm pretty sure I want to save those. Cool. We'll sell off the prehistoric whatever thing. And we already bought a barn, and we can't get her to build more things. We should go probably upgrade our tools. Do we have enough money? Nope. It's now closed. Look up. It's 5 o'clock. The end. That's all right. That's all right. My parents were missionaries from U.S. and Canada. I was born while they were there. No apologies. Although that is good for your Canadian heritage. Appreciate you hanging on to the sorries. I moved away when I was 2 months old. Fortunately, they didn't fill the proper paperwork out. Technically, I was still Canadian. We found out when I went to get my driver's license, I was 15. I had to go to Tucson and become an American. So I was technically a legal Canadian hiding out in America, and that's where the Canadian... Oh, that's cool, man. That's a good story. I've heard so many bad stories about crossing the border and the misery and the frustration of trying to figure all that out. So a bummer for your parents, man. But you're definitely not alone. Feels like everybody who tries to cross the border is faced with some kind of crud. Oh, the trout derby's still on. I guess we'll just fish for a bit. Undercover Canadian. Secret Canadian. Aren't you a pain? Stop being wiggly. Nope. Didn't run any issues till the driver's license thing. Well, actually, I had a friend. I've told the story before, but like I had a friend who got married to an American, moved down there. One of her parents died, I think, and she couldn't actually cross the border to go like to the funeral or anything because if she did, she would have had to stay in Canada. That is a really weird rule. If she did, she would have to stay in Canada, and it would be and it was a whole thing. Because like if you leave, then you're not real, and you got to stay here for so long because you married an American. It was so dumb. You Stardew guy? Is that what brings you? Is that you ever play Stardew? I was a pastor for, I've been a pastor now for over 20 years for sure. And been a full-time content creator for 5. I help Christian content creators to discover who God created them to be. That's my passion. So, and now I play Stardew Valley, which is just kind of a low-key way to hang out and, you know, give an excuse for conversation. Very chill, until you get to the apparently that skull cave. That's a little less chill. I got a trout, but I can't get any of the little tags. I got 1 tag. I want more prizes. Gimme. Super the wrong thing. All right, we're gonna change sides. I don't know when these guys close, so I assume that when they start packing up, things are gonna be a little weird. But because I don't want to miss my prize. I don't know when the trout derby ends. I don't want to be stuck with a stupid ticket. Are you a streamer too? Yeah, it's wild how many Christian streamers I've come across, man. It seems like every time I think I've met them all, there's another one that comes out of the woodwork. Oh, have you heard of this entire community? What? Oh yeah, there's like 50 people over here that are all streamers and are all, you know, Christians. Like, I've never even heard of them. You do, eh? Oh, far out. Well, that was a trout. Come on, man, give me some stuff to work with. I want another tag. I just realized I probably don't have any bait. I didn't have any bait. Yeah, come join the Taco Discord. We take care of and resource and help. I'm doing a class right now for Christian content creators, and we just did our end of the month mini con. We talked about how to find your purpose. Yeah, you know, all kinds of fun stuff. Awesome. Having bait helps, I guess. Started as a hobby 2021. Really felt God calling me into it until last year. Sick, man. Oh yeah, come hang out in the Discord. It's a great place to be. On Saturday at noon, I'll be teaching a class. It'll be the 3rd of 8 classes. Not how to grow in 7 steps, but just like how to discover who God created you to be, the audience that He gave to you, and the message that you're supposed to be given, that kind of stuff. How to bridge your content. Last one, and then I'm gonna go cash in my stuff. Are they recorded? Yeah, they are. If you want the pre-recorded ones, we can talk about that with. What are your thoughts? How do we do that? Join the class area or something, and then we'll give it to you. I think. Maybe another GIF.net. Get this while I'm in the car. All right, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's we have it pre-recorded. Actually, if you want it straight up, just become a member on my YouTube channel. But the easiest way, I think, is just join the class, and then you'll be able to have access there. Hat? I don't want a hat. Cool. Let's keep trying here. You never know. I did. I got a new hat. I like my question mark hat though. I look like the Riddler. I'm like a villain. Cool. Give me my present. Can never have enough hats. I've got 3, I think. And every time I go to the mouse hat guy, he's always got the dumbest hats. And they're really expensive. All right, I'm going home. It's midnight. You guys have fun fishing well into the night. I will not be joining you. I have a lovely white bride waiting for me at home. I'm gonna go home. Am I gonna shower? Or I'm gonna walk in there smelling like fish? Sorry, hon. What was that noise? Is here a weird rock sound fall? What was that? I heard something and it was creepy. There's always something going on in this game. What can I put in here? Probably fish, but I don't want to put fish in there. I don't want to put fish in there. We'll figure something else out. How about coffee? That was my stomach. Is that what that was? Brutal. Hey, Zach, how you doing, man? No, I've never worn a hat. You have to wear a hat. Have you seen your face? New card, deluxe worm bin. Let's go. Dress spinner. I already have one. Barb hook. I have one of those. But those are consumable. So I probably don't have them anymore. Yeah, there you go. See a barbed hook. I have one. And a treasure tackle. I have that too. And a lead bobber. I have all these things. I should bring one. There's bite rate. And the bobber. Can both of those go on at the same time? Nope, they can't. I'll put this away then. We'll come back for it. Wow, the mirror is easier to look at. Pull it down really low. Big brim, sunglasses, that's your ticket. Hey, I can go get that broken. I have to put, oh, I can put that in the, I remembered. It goes in the community. Hold on. That goes also in the community. That goes in the community. Man, I gotta keep my eye open here. I almost messed that up completely. We have 3 things for the community center now. Oh, fish, fish. Geode. Cool. Trench coat. Yeah, exactly. Don't worry about it. It's what everybody's wearing these days. I swear if I look at my land, something's gonna have arrived. Like, honestly, I heard a really weird noise. And every time something weird happens like that, I go looking around and like, where the heck did that come from? I got broccoli seeds. There we go. Hops. Now we're gonna make some beer. If and we want to. I'm just trying to hide my ugly face. Yeah, don't judge me. Just me trying to do my thing. And my face gets in the way. Had an interesting discussion. Pre-Pony, a while back, we were talking about this, but it was, the advantage and disadvantage of using your face on stream. You know, for some guys, You know, they might think, wow, just life would be a lot easier if I didn't look the way I looked and, you know, could, you know, at least use some kind of help. But then you actually talk to some lady who's a streamer, and then they're like, actually, the grass is not greener on this side. I'm gonna hang on to my hops, so get rid of this one. Whoops, dagnabbit. Okay, I didn't sell the right thing. I'm gonna screw up and sell something I shouldn't sell. I can tell right now. I should better go to the, I better go to the community center right now before I sell the stuff again for the billionth time. Wow, yes, put it back on. Oh. That's funny. Get charged with public indecency, but I'm wearing clothes. I know, but still. All right, so how we doing? Oh, I did it. Hooray. Oh. They're both the same fish. That explains it. Showing my face is weird, makes you self-conscious. I have all kinds of things wrong with my face. I've had Bell's palsy, and so my face kind of limp on one side. Like it gets a little wonky on in here sometimes, and it's hard. It's easy for me to get really down on myself to kind of go, you know, I shouldn't be showing anything to anybody. But then I just have fun with my community, and it's a lot easier. COVID masks help, right? Fingers crossed that the internet issues are resolved now. There was a couple of splitters that were used outside, which weakened the signal. Okay, rock and roll. Yeah, straight line for sure, helpful. I did see some corn growing in my farm, and if it's gold corn, like gold star corn, I actually could be able to fill a bit more stuff up in the community center. Boom, 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 boom. Man, I need to drink more coffee. We're gonna put coffee here. This is gonna be my staple, baby. Coffee, drink. You've cultivated an ulcer. Congratulations. I will put maple syrup in here. Does that work? No. Does corn work? It does. I don't know what I'm making. Probably hooch. Am I in a room again? Golly. Tick said the signal barely passed the sniff test with the previous configuration. It's an older house, so who knows? Now it's close to perfect. Oh, you got to tell me what your new numbers are then. I did get some gold corn. Let's go. Gold corn can go. Not gold pepper though. Squash. No. Oh, you got a gold fish. Anything else? Nope. All right. We will put the gold things back. Not the corn, no. Not the corn. Not the corn. Not the corn. Organizing this stuff is just makes my brain hurt, man. Okay, that goes away, and then I know where those go. Sell the coffee bean. Okay. What else can I sell? The corn. Yeah. I can sell my aquamarine, probably. And then I can go get those done. Okay, I'll sell this corn as well. And then we'll go, okay, just the corn. That's all we need. Fish in here, okay. I don't need to plant the broccoli because honestly, it's not going to matter anyway because I don't think I have enough time to grow it. However, I can make beer, so we'll keep that on our person just in case. Silly that we can only have one building cooking at one time. Whoever I see first gets a squash. I will be squashing the first person I see. There you are. Hold on. Squash. You're welcome. At least he didn't say, I hate this. It's garbage. And so are you. I don't even know how to get the rabbit's foot. Like, do I have to hit a rabbit with like a slingshot? Is that how you do that? Because that sounds terrible. I'd be willing to do it. There we go. My quality crop. Still have yet to build. I mean, oh, 5 of them? Oh, man. I didn't realize that. Okay, never mind. That was a waste of a trip. I don't know what I'd say if a random person came up to me and gave me a squash. Well, I pastored some rural churches. Hold on, this guy likes things. Here, bud. You look like you need a coffee. You're welcome. Everybody likes coffee. Like, literally. Here. Coffee. You're welcome. You know who really likes coffee is the blonde. I pastored some rural churches, man. And I'll tell you what. Sometimes vegetables just show up. I got a ticket. I even know what to do with it. Boop. Lame. I guess mixed seeds aren't terrible. Then we could give me poison coffee. I know, right? I have coffee. Hold on. Blonde, wait! Haley. I will try to remember your name, Blonde. I mean, Haley. Hey, kids, you like coffee? Probably not. Are you... What are we doing? Hey, I like to relax here. It's so peaceful. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. What's this say? Our beloved Mona. You know Mona? Is Mona your mom? I do love me some coffee, man. It's I saw an article recently and it said 10 must-haves for the coffee, you know, for the home coffee enthusiast. And I'm like, oh, cool. I wonder what... And I had everything on the list. Literally everything. Aw. I can't tell that means I have a problem. Or I should be bragging. We gotta put the corn away. Because we need 5 of them. Which is a lot, actually. Someone shares mushroom coffee with you? Definitely. You think so? I don't know, man. I can't say I've tried it, so I can't really like be like, no, I would never do that because there's a lot of stuff that people have put in coffee and suddenly you're like, you know what? That's the greatest thing I've ever had. So it's not like I'm not willing to experiment, but dadgum, you know? There's some bad ideas out there. Every couple seconds, she just likes to hammer that one piece of wood. And then someone comes in the night and finishes it, and she's like, I did a good job. Oh, wow, I'm still harvesting. Golly. Didn't realize there's so many more things. Cool, is that it? There's more stuff down here? Probably. One piece of wheat. Cool. Yeah, we should give her some coffee. I agree. You know what? Maybe, can I? No, she's trapped. She made a fence with no gate, so that's why she lives there. 24/7. Oh, one more corn. That's 2. Cool. Put the seeds away. Those are for, these are all for growing next year, and the rest I can sell. Yep. I haven't fed the chickens in like 2 days. They're gonna be so mad at me. I hope that they're not mad at me. Are you happy with me or not? You are. Yeah, see, I told you to be angry with me. Sorry. I'm trying. There. You good now? What did I do? Please choose a coop for your brown chicken. Oh, no, I didn't. He's leaving? He's moving out? Is that the problem? Fish. Largemouth bat. Did you give me one that I need for the community center? No. Bad cat. I wouldn't hammer very hard. It's not like I enslaved her. She's there by her own choice. I gave her some stuff. Gave her some money. You know? Not like I'm forcing her to be there. Maybe I have to be some madman. Oop, another squash. I'm gonna put the squash away because I have not gotten a good quality. Like, I guess I got 4 of them. All right, never mind. Get in my mind. Let's sell some stuff, and then I think that's all we're gonna do today. Like, I don't think I can go get my stuff from the lake, the ocean. Is it an ocean or a lake? Once I have a mill. Once I have sheep, I can get a mill. And then once I have a mill, I can get I can start grinding that wheat. And I have some of it. A little bit. Anyway. Yeah, let's go to the beach and see if we can grab some stuff there. Nothing better to do. You never know. Sometimes you wander off in these places and then a cutscene started. Last time we did this, I went up from my farm, got attacked by an alien, almost died. My wife came out, killed the alien, buried him in the ground. Like, it was a whole thing. Unexpected. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not even exaggerating. That's literally what happened. Whoa, 3 of the things that are actually good? What happened? Am I all out of bait? I am completely out of bait. Well, those are useless. I have a theory that it wasn't an alien and it was like a plant person. Like that he's made of plants. And that if you... Like, we buried him in the ground because we gave him, like, a grave. And that at some point in the future, he's going to, like, come back to life. That's my theory. Ooh, a palm fossil. That probably goes into the museum. Museums love fossils. We'll take the long walk home to see if we can find some more worms to grab. Every now and again. There's a worm. And every now and again, they give you something really good. Unfortunately, I have the little yellow arrows that point me at things that are helpful. No? All right. Now we'll hotfoot it. Wait, no, I was supposed to go up. Forgot where I was. Trying to find my way around to the long distance so I can find worms. That's what I was doing. Got confused. I'm old and easily confused. All right, nothing there. There he is. He. Worth the trip. I got myself a prehistoric tool. That's what they call me after my 50th birthday. I'm not there yet, but I anticipate it. There's nothing up here because there's no yellow arrows, so we'll keep moving. That's doing... I don't think so. Like, I've been wearing this question mark one because it looked really special. And then, nope. Nothing that I saw. It wouldn't surprise me? Keep up the good work there, kiddo. I think she said 3 days to build. What shall I do? I need to watch the TV. I need to know if it's a lucky day or not. Because if it's a lucky day, we can go to the mines. Beautiful and sunny. Good humor. A little extra luck. All right. Well, it's not nothing. I didn't know coffee could be picked up every day. I think that's crazy. Did I just find a hack? I know it's worth a lot of money, but if you can get it every day, that's got to be worth something. How much did I pay her to be working till 11? I paid her a flat fee. 5,000 bucks to get her done. I'm just hoping that she does. She's the only game in town. It's not like I have many people to choose from, you know? Ops, nice. Wow, those are... Wow, that is crazy. It's a complete monopoly. She's the only game in town, man. Gold... Ooh, a gold star squash. Nice. Anything else gold? Just that thing, but I'm going to sell it. Cool. Let's go get some hops. And then if there's any kegs ready, we can make some beer. No way. Fine. We'll sell stuff. I can't believe how many times I run out of room in my pockets just because I keep getting, because every time you get it, you get a silver, a gold, and a normal, which means 3 different things, right? So there's, yeah. All right, so we'll sell. I'm gonna sell this way though. Sell. Well, we'll keep you. Oh, berry. Put the eggs in the house. Yeah, I think we're good. Cool. Not enough coffee. Never too much coffee. Except for if you start getting the jitters. You start getting anxious, stop. You need to dial back to coffee. You're not going to be a happy guy. All right, so we'll put, I guess you go in here? I don't know. You're kind of an outdoor thing. Oh, I know what I was gonna do. I'll put the eggs in there. I was looking for stars. We're gonna get rid of the hat, and we're gonna get rid of the overnight bag. I don't use it. I could, theoretically, just stay in the mine one day. Oh, don't need it right now. That. And then get rid of my hat, because I like my question mark hat. Cool. Did I even say hello to my wife this morning? Or am I a monster? Hello? I don't mind getting me. Yeah, she says a lot of things, and then we kiss. That okay? Just, he's got to write every word. Like Concerned Ape has to write every word she says. So it's not like she's not going to repeat now and again. Good husband. I know, right? I know what I'm doing. Still doesn't go. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna go get the geodes dealt with, because that's fun. Oh, sorry, it's closed for 10 more minutes. There we go. What a stickler. I don't think any of that is helpful. I mean, coal and copper isn't so bad. You know, it's nice to have. You need it. I definitely didn't realize how much stuff needed copper. All right, hi there. I'm gonna give you more stuff to the museum. You better be thankful this time. I keep giving you stuff, you don't even say thank you. Hey, there's something. Triple espresso shot. He knows me well. Let's go. I can drink my triple espresso shot and then go a million miles an hour. Guess we could do that in the mines, right? Get yourself with the espresso shot and just go. Like how fast you go. That's quick, I guess. I got 3 of them. Right into the veins. Yeah. Like I didn't even wait, man. Like you gave it to me, I walked 3 steps and was like, I'm gonna drink that. One thing I don't know what to do, and I kind of want to look it up, but I also kind of don't want to look it up, and that is what the guy in the secret forest believes is the sweetest. Right? Is it just straight sugar? Is it honey? Maybe it's some honey. I think I have some honey. Hang on. Let me sell this, and then we'll go grab the honey, and we'll try to give that to him. A pour-over shirt. A coffee shirt? Let's go. I have a shirt that is for coffee. Man, this is everything great now. Awesome. Time to sell things. What can we sell? Yeah, 10 out of 10 game. I know. It's like it predicted. It's like it knew, you know? I wonder if Triple Special just stays there for longer, because I feel like I've been running for quite some time. Okay, we'll go grab the honey. Just 1 jar. Is there anything sweeter in here? No. Mead, maybe? I don't know. I tried to give him maple syrup. He didn't want it. See what happens. He's just there hanging out. He's like, I want the sweetest thing. I'm like, what is it? Tell me. Gonna become a lame day. All right, hang out. Enjoy your nap. See, if I talk to this guy, he says, still searching for the sweetest taste. How about honey? Nope. It might be an actual meal, you know? Like, I have to cook him something. Don't know. You're gonna get stuff done, but haven't really got it. Hey man, that's all right. Nothing wrong with a nap. Nothing wrong with having a day where it doesn't, you know, you're unproductive for a bit. It's your day. You do with it what you want. All right, I'm getting a little lost. I was supposed to do some. The plan was to like do some of this stuff, figure this out. So Mayor needs truffle oil. I don't know how to make a truffle. Cheese challenge, go to the Skull Cavern. I think we could wander over there and try, see how far we can get, but I need a better weapon. Soldier star, bring can of star fruit. I haven't grown the star fruit like yet. Actually, I might be able to get a star fruit if I go chop down some trees. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Trying to figure out how I got it before, because it just kind of showed up. I just started beating on trees, and then it went, oh, you got a star fruit. You know? Is that because I hit a certain kind of tree? Or because I cut down a star fruit tree? Keep looking on the side here to see if there's any indication. Come on, give me something. Yeah, I don't think they come. Maybe they just don't come out of trees. Maybe I had to hit a special tree, like after a green rain. But at the very least, I have a lot of wood now. Nope, nary a star fruit to be found. And these ones up here, I've been kind of waiting for. Yeah, this one and that one, and I don't think they're going to do much. At least not yet. Bonk, bonk. Go with the seeds. Yep. Once she finishes that barn, I can start housing it, but not until. And a fiddlehead, cool. You better pet my cat. Like I already did. Sell you, sell you. Put you in the box. Because I definitely need more copper. Crazy how much silver I have compared to how much copper I have. Every time I look up to be like, I should maybe go to the store, pick up some bait. It's like after 5 every time. We don't have Coke, we have Joja Cola. All right, secret note. Those are always nice to get. What do you got for me? Alex's strength training diet, complete breakfast, salmon dinner. I've learned to love this food. I can feel the protein. That's just another, this is what they like situation. Okay. I still don't know what to do with this guy. Obviously that looks like a hole that I put like a thing. My guess is that the Master Chi scenario, whatever that is, it leads to that. If I do the right stuff with Master Chi, he'll be happy. But the next thing he wants me to do is to put beets in the mayor's fridge. But it is currently not beet season. And I can't even buy, I can't like buy them at the store. We'll go beat on some stuff in the down here. 95. You never know. Do that before we go to bed. It's an easy walk home. Bah. 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 Wow, I need a better sword. Every time I come down here, it's like, man, you are ill-prepared. Like, it shouldn't take that many hits. At least I don't think it should. Like, maybe that's how the game is. But like, I didn't think it needed that many swipes. Okay, I'm gonna die. What did I bring with me? 2 blackberries, 2 grapes. I'm sure that'll be perfect. Plenty of health in 2 grapes. Oh, wait, hold on, I have espresso. What do we got? What's that gonna give me? No health. That's okay. Who needs health when you have triple shot espresso? I'm flying now. I'll be able to get it home triple time, man. I don't have to worry about it. Of course, going home immediately after having a triple shot espresso is probably going to make it hard to sleep. Nice. Isn't today supposed to be sort of lucky? I got a strange bun. That's good. Probably. Bedtime? Okay, we will go to bed. Nope. See, normally I'd be worried that I wouldn't be able to get all the way there, but now I'm not worried because I can just hoof it. Going to sell? No. Okay, raw materials. I have some, I don't know how I got so many seeds down there. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna put the seeds away. It should be good for fall with all these mixed seeds that I have. Cool. Runs to bed at full speed. We'll do one more day, and then we'll head off. What? My espresso wore off? Lame. Beautiful day. Displeased. They're gonna make my life difficult. That's fine. I don't mind. Hello, dear. Thank you for feeding the animals. And by the animals, you mean the... Here's a secret. My mom loves green tea. Douchey? That's nice. I made beer! Let's go see if we have any hops. There are. Okay, let's go make some more beer. I know somebody wants beer. Can't remember who, but if I bring it to them, they'll be happy. I'd imagine there's going to be an auto harvester at some point in the future. This strikes me as the kind of thing that once your farm gets a little unruly and you start having to do this, like, it'll be all you do. There is no game. There's only farming. All right, who wanted the pale ale? Somebody. I think it was on first day. Jody wants a cauliflower. I think I have a cauliflower. Pam is thirsty. Bring Pam a pale ale. Pam is the one driving the bus, if I recall. Correct? Yep, Pam drives the bus. And Caroline? Is that who wanted a cauliflower? Jody wanted a cauliflower. I think I might even have one. Maybe I don't. I have a sunflower. Best I can do for you. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you the lurk. It's very cool of you. Trying not to sell things I don't want to sell. Silver goes in here. gold goes in here. Then I can sell the pepper and the hops. I'm only getting a little bit. Like, I only sell one. Like, it's not that big a deal. What if I give this purple whatever it is? Let's make sure I know what it is first. Grape jelly. My girl's purple. Grape jelly sounds like a thing. Who doesn't like grape jelly? Here. You're welcome. That didn't really get me any extra points, but c'est la vie. I know how to make mess. I'm gonna say it one of these days. I know how to make better bait. Just, you know, my brain is not gonna make it happen. Oh, I needed moss. Off we go. We're gonna go give Pam the pale ale. She doesn't show up to work till 10 though. That's fine, maybe we'll meet her on the way. And then Jody. Who's Jody? Jody? Where does Jody live? Jody, right there. Alright, cool. I figured it out. Oh, there she is. On the way to work on her bus. You know what she needs on the way? Perfect. She's an aficionado. Good. Thanks, kid. This means a lot to me. I knew I could count on you. No problem. Truly. Enjoy the time shuttling people around on your bus after your delicious beer. It's fine. Jody, are you here? Jody! Jody? You are here. You want? Oh, she wanted a cauliflower, and I don't have one. Never mind. I thought I was gonna give her a cauliflower. How's the Dew of Stars? It is spectacular. I'm a little lost because I'm not doing something correct. I'm just a little bit like, don't know what to do next. But I know that that's more my fault than anybody else's. 99 stone, and then I can get out into that mayor's house. That's what we're doing next. Let's go get some stone. I'm gonna teleport home. I know that was a waste, but all right. So we need rocks. 99 rocks. Then we'll make the stairs. I've never done this, so I'm looking forward to it. I think it's hilarious how I walk past the bus on the way to this tiny little mine cart that I take into town. I'd be insulted if I was a bus driver. Okay, here we go. Won't blow up his house. I'm gonna go. It's in his room for sure. Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. Not saying he's corrupt, but I am saying that he does suspicious things. Why are they lit in the corner like that? Oh, there's his underwear. I didn't realize. All right. I mean, am I supposed to be getting his underwear? Is that the goal here? I guess. Can't go that way. Wait, hold on. Do I need an axe? I gotta get in that way. Oh, okay, hold on. That's... Oh, what? I can't get through here? I'm confused. That looks definitely like that's the way I'm supposed to go through. It goes here? We cut that? No, no. Can't pick up the weight. Aha! Secret tunnel. And I've got his lucky purple shorts. I'm just gonna use his computer for a second. Oh, there's ghost shorts. Why are there ghost shorts? I'm getting fought by the ghost shorts. Okay, cool, I guess. Oh, I'm literally getting attacked. I'm not gonna die in here. I did die in there. I was about to eat the thing. Zin? Yeah? Easy now, take it slow. Someone found you unconscious and battered. I had to perform emergency surgery on you. Be a little more careful next time, okay? Bummer. Dr. Harvey charged me $1,000 for the hospital visit. American. And also appears that I've lost 3 items from my backpack. The magma geode, the moss, and the slingshot. Bummer! Consequences. What are you gonna do? Do I have his shorts, though? I still have his lucky purple shorts. Bummer about the geode. Bummer, but I never used the slingshot. Not once. I should go up to the guy who retrieves things and see if he can go get it for me. I don't know if I need the slingshot, but it is the only one that I've ever gotten, so I probably shouldn't lose it. Why did he make it a maze? I can only assume it's high-tech security. There's lucky shorts. I need a sling. I do need a slingshot. Okay, that's what I thought. Like, it seemed important. We shall ask this guy to go retrieve them for me. Hello, would you please retrieve something for me? Yeah, the master slingshot, please. Oh, all right. He'll see if he can get it for me. He should mail it to me tomorrow. It's usually how it goes. I can't get. I wish I could give this away. Like, I don't have a way to. I don't know what to do with these shirts that I have, other than put them in a box and that's it. Although now that I have bait, I can go down to the beach, fill up my little boxes. Wrong way. Made shrimp and crab bisque and homemade rosemary garlic. Oh, oof, that sounds stellar. Like, truly, that sounds really good. Oh, I went the wrong way. Yeah, I bet it's good. That sounds, everything about that sounds amazing. Gotta be careful with the rosemary, because too much rosemary in it starts just like pine. But, yeah, that sounds awesome. You sure give me a lot of broccoli seeds. Must be getting time for a change of season. Still haven't got an octopus. You have to come out in the morning to get an octopus. And not a morning person, apparently. At least not a morning fisherman. You look like a woman who wants the mayor's shorts. What am I gonna do with the mayor's shorts? I don't know. It said morning. It said morning. It really did. I thought night too, but I fished a bunch at night, and I never got one. And it said show up in the morning. Where did I read that? Water greaser, puffer fish. Nope. I can't remember where I read that. Shroot? No. I can't remember where I read it, but I feel like I did. Oh, the bubbles went away. Let's head home. It is enough for today. I'm gonna be. I'm pretty tired now. Clint, my guy, I don't have nothing for you. Sorry, dude. He only likes expensive things. He's a bit of a diva. We good? I think we're good. I'll sell these last two things. Wow, there's a lot of gold star stuff. Neat, I guess. I'm just gonna put those shorts in my chest, I suppose. Like, what else are you gonna do? Hi, honey. I have the mayor's underwear. What would you like to do with them? I didn't mean to get you involved in this, but I'm in over my head. Soup in the summer luau? No, really? That's awful. I would never. Ooh, I get to pick something. Crop master, coop master, coop master. Befriend coop animals quicker. Incubation time cut in half. Befriend barn animals quicker. Sheep produce wool faster. Well, that's easy. I need wool. I don't even have sheep, and I need them. I put them in the fish tank at the community center. Oh, that's so funny. Dude, that is hilarious. I feel like I'm gonna hang on to them and see what happens. I just want to know if he ever contacts me and he's like, hey man, my shorts went missing again. Let's, can you found them before. Can you find them again for me? And I'd be like, for money. And I'll extort him, as is tradition in Stardew Valley. Extortion and capitalism. That's what it's all about. Have not raided Dewston in forever. Let's raid Dewston just for kicks and giggles. You can also trim them with a gold bar and wear them to an event at Marnie's and Lewis's. Really? Bro, are you serious? That is stellar. Everything about what you said is exciting. All right, he's reading the Bible right now, so it'll probably won't be spending a lot of time chatting, but enjoy Pastor Dewson's stream and his new haircut, apparently. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Weird Wednesday. And I'll see YouTube tomorrow as well. Bye-bye.